But we will be starting soonish.
It's going to be a Feldrican one-shot?
Yeah, pretty much. This rate, you get a one-on-one with the Lord Mayor. Who knew? Hope you brought all your paperwork regarding the right of conquest.
I brought all the hardware for the right of conquest.
Yeah.
That is one of the interesting things that in looking at that, where it seems like they haven't really taken a stance one way or another. There's no set rules in the game in terms of how that's determined. It's basically like by DM discretion and by area.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming by what you've said that this area, the area of Cauldron, does not tend to recognize right of conquest.
Well, not when it's technically within what they feel is the city bounds.
And so then therein lies the aspect of, is that within the city bounds, considering it was abandoned, and/or?
Oh, you guys will have an interesting couple of encounters tonight. I have plans. I hope Adam shows up, though. I really want to resolve that cliffhanger he left me with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. I think this NPC only has one hit point, Mr. fucking metagamer. Yeah. Here's the thing. I told you guys straight up that these guys that you fought last time had monster levels. PC levels. And that they were fighters.
You did say they had PC levels.
And then they were using abilities that you guys. Hey Matt, you're hopping into the stream hot, just to give you a heads up. So we do have we are recording. And what the hell are you drawing on my landing page?
Merely outlining, Greg. I'm merely outlining.
Merely pointing out what's already there.
Yeah.
I'm just a tracer, Greg. You put the palette down. I'm asking important questions here.
The voices in your head are going to have some fun tonight. That's all I'm saying.
I just want you to know, Matt, that I am here for it. And if Greg cannot appreciate the fine art that is occurring in front of him, that's on him. I salute the artist within you.
Thank you, sir. It means a lot.
That is so funny.
When I used to work security at the Fashion Square Mall up in Sherman Oaks, I drew many a masterpiece on the walls of the corridors of that place.
Oh boy!
Oh, there was one I did behind some hoity-toity jewelry store. And I just got a kick that the staff would walk, because it's all the back access tunnels. Yeah. They'd walk by that every day. But I mean, and I spent a month on this thing. It was a good 4 foot by 4 foot mosaic of essentially a cityscape, and kind of like a Godzilla movie. The city was destroyed. Godzilla's moving through the city, except it's not Godzilla. And then there's a superhero jumping off a roof with what appears to be like a giant butterfly catching net. And he has a big T on his chest for Trojan Man.
Oh, Lord.
To take down this city-destroying menace. Oh, so good. I wish I had taken a picture of that. Like it was all nicely shaded, and just great line work.
Where's our guys? Oh, Greg. Yeah,
yes, sir.
I know it's on stream, but were there particular dates that we wanted to send out the request on?
Oh, I just wanted to gauge people's availability, and then we would I'd schedule it around them.
Gotcha.
But it is the 3 Mondays, the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd.
Okay, 9th, 16th.
Or whatever the 3 Mondays are, and that were. But it's all up on because it's all up on the Fringe site.
And it's August, correct?
Yeah, August. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad Bonnie has a show at the same time that she does.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
So we could have had like Tara and the Sabercats instead of Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
That would have been a fun episode.
That would have been fun.
Is she in a band or?
No, she's in a Star Trek RPG that streams on Mondays, same time as us.
Well, that's where all our viewers are going.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try something new tonight. And we're going to see how this works. Yeah, someone else just popped in. Who did we just get?
I just sent a little message to Adam, Seth, and Nate.
Oh, hey, here's Joe and Nate. Oh, Leia. Oh, Leia. Hi, sweetie. Hi, baby girl. All right, I'm gonna. We have to show the puppy love here. Here we go.
Hey.
Oh, there we go. We're still in the pre-show right now, folks. But the puppy, love the puppy.
Cute.
So how old is the puppy?
6 months.
Oh my goodness.
And so what's final weight looking like?
She's about 10 pounds now, so probably about that.
Yeah.
80.
80. Yeah.
Yeah.
My little beast companion.
She's a little beast. I love her. So you didn't tell me you wanted levels of Ranger, Nate.
What do you think I'm taking next?
Oh yeah, you got to have your.
Remember, Nate, unlike Seneca, you cannot kill your dog and expect her to come back. This is a real animal and needs to be treated properly.
I mean, we're gonna get so much damn hate mail over the fucking cat at one point if he keeps doing that shit. You know?
It's a heroic companion that
And an immortal, heroic companion that doesn't feel pain, and as such, something.
Jen was like, Seth is now my least favorite person in the entire universe.
Oh no!
Yeah.
The universe is big, man.
I know.
It wasn't like he was like, "Hey, here's a bomb. Strap it to your familiar and run on over there." Which, granted.
I mean,
no, he just let his familiar take the hit for him. And it's like, dude.
Well, but now we don't know. Was the familiar willing to take that hit? Like the familiar is what NPC'd by you, Greg, right? So
exactly. And that familiar was like, "Really, Daddy? Really? You're gonna send me off like that?" And he goes, "Yes, go to your death." Okay,
oh, well then he's
sad. Yeah, exactly. So
Brick will kill him later in the story.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, the counter is frozen.
Oh shit! Whoops. Why is that the case?
The bomb is not going to go off, everybody. We're safe.
Because the
no, it's going on my window.
There we go.
It just jumped from 901 to 8.
Oh, you want to know why? Because I switched to a different tab for a minute.
Ah.
So it's probably because I'm trying to finish the dynamic lighting on something.
I thought you said cut the yellow wire. We just lost a minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Why is
Well,
there
we got somebody watching us on Facebook here tonight and enjoying the puppy love. We'll be officially starting the game at 7:08, folks. You can watch this timer right here for when the game's about to begin. We're doing our little pre-show routine at the moment. And Adam just joined us. So, good evening, sir.
Hey.
How are you, buddy?
water?
Good. Good. How's everyone doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. Nate's playing with a puppy.
Great.
He's using his puppy to get us some hits and love here. So, yeah.
For a little while there, it was looking like it was going to be a Feldricken one shot, as Greg said, talking to the mayor about right of conquest.
Suddenly, you guys come back, and Feldricken is king of Cauldron. He's a tyrant king at that. You know.
No.
Those damn paladins. You know.
How dare you?
They've got opinions.
They're the only ones who know how to do things. Yeah.
No, you just gotta not. It's pretty easy. Just don't abuse kids, and don't side with the dark side. These are all.
I mean, you'd think that would be easy, but there's very fine people on both sides, Paul.
Oh no! Both sides is never good.
What? Okay, Jen, where'd Greg go? Somebody's body snatched Greg.
Jen's not here, Paul.
Oh no!
She's at home. She's at home. I am at work and playing on my work computer. So. I am at work.
Oh. I actually went into the office today for a couple of hours. I was one of two people on my floor, possibly the whole building. It was very interesting. Weird.
I bet.
Also freezing cold. No one's in the building, and they've got it at like a cozy 17 degrees.
Yeah.
I stole someone's blanket from their couch and had it wrapped around me during my Zoom call.
Well, that's the servers love that.
Right.
They're the only ones. Hey, Paul, did the counter stop again now that I've gone back into the other tab?
It's still going.
Negative.
Oh, good.
It's still going.
Okay, cool.
Yep. That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Permission denied to buzz the tower.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Seth talks so much about ethics in life and everything else, and Seth also is like, "Hey, cat familiar, go die for me right now."
That's I.
It's not.
I take issue with that characterization.
Seneca is a very complex feline.
Yeah.
Well, again,
who sees his familiar as lesser than him. Clearly,
we are not felines. None of us are felines, right? So we don't have that connection.
Well, that's one life gone off of his familiar.
What happens to that familiar if Seneca dies?
Oh, that familiar. I mean, well, what happens to the familiar if the familiar keeps dying?
Doesn't the familiar live on a separate plane, astral plane? Does it hang out there?
I don't know. How do you guys know how these work in my universe?
No, well, I mean, how do they work generally? So,
I think this is probably rules is written, but you tell us, Greg.
Oh no, I think the next time he summons his familiar, maybe you guys will just find out.
So, Greg, I'm legit curious. Where do familiar other than an actual pre-existing creature that just becomes your familiar? Do familiars get summoned from a different plane, or how does that work?
I have to read on how it happens again, according to rules is written. But as I recall, it's an interdimensional being that gets kicked back to its dimension once it gets toasted.
Okay.
Is it a fake creature?
Could be.
It didn't used to be that way, right? Like it used to just be like you got.
In 3.5, it's literally like a creature that you imbue with magic, a normal living creature that you imbue with magic. That's why there was an XP penalty whenever your familiar used to die.
Oh, because it's part of
because it's bonded to you and it's part of your spirit that gives it its intelligence and wherewithal.
See, I find that cooler than extra plain old slavery.
Yeah,
just seems wrong.
I completely agree with you. And at one point, maybe the the extraplanar interdimensional version of the TVA is going to show up and fucking regulate on his
God,
brain.
I just want like a much larger cat to show up and be like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You as a feline creature of all people should not be
of all of our people
saying
throwing your own into the fire.
Apparently it is a temporary inconvenience, except in the singular case where either the wizard's spell book that contains the spell is stolen, or if the wizard retrains the spell, that there's long-term ramifications to the connection between the familiar and the wizard.
Interesting. So if someone, say Lorenzo, were to steal the mage book for an extended period of time.
But it does also say, as to whether or not the newfound familiar obtained when you recast the spell is the same being reincarnated / resurrected, or a different being entirely, is up to you and the flavor you choose for your familiar.
Oh, this will be fun then. This will be fun. All right.
What flavor we choose for his familiar? We can eat it?
There was a fiction book that came out years ago called Kraken.
There's no physical form when it dies.
Nice.
But we can't eat it.
There's this book that came out and sort of had a lot of weird stuff. It was dealing with cults and the end of the world. But there's a character that had essentially the ability to teleport, right? Like in Star Trek, right? You're in one place, you go somewhere else, and you find out, spoiler alert, if you ever read this random book, you find out very late into the book that every time this person teleports, he is dying and a new version of him shows up. And the new version of him is being haunted by all his past versions, right? So the guy is slowly going insane, right? Because he is dying. It's not him, right? He's a new person. He's not dying, but he's got all these. It was terrifying and dark and fascinating. I'm just thinking like this cat is constantly being killed and reincarnated, but it's not the same cat, but it kind of sort of is the same cat, and it has all the memories of being killed, and like.
It's getting weird.
Right? Sounds like a Nolan movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like oh man, like The Prestige. Oh god, that movie was so janky. That was so freaking weird. That gave me nightmares, and it makes you think.
If you want to see a beautiful movie that is kind of disappointing yet has a stacked cast, watch Gunpowder Milkshake.
Yeah.
John Wick for younger people.
John Wick minus the high level action sequences.
Yeah,
budget.
I heard they wanted to be John Wick, but they didn't have the same choreographer.
Not at all. Well, you can't. You would have to have thrown all those people into months of training to get anywhere near that. You can't.
Right.
2, 1.
Yeah.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Alrighty, folks. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentle thems. I am your Dungeon Master this evening. Welcome to Brutes in the Shackled City, episode number 38. Holy crap, we've been doing this for 38 weeks now, and we have one viewer watching at the moment. So thank you, Mr. or Ms. Viewer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are so excited to be running tonight. We've got some really exciting stuff planned this evening. If you enjoy legal dramas, have I got a story for you? So, you know, all about procedures and procedurals and everything that, you know, we'll kill Birch off real fast here. So this way he doesn't have to sit through it, because we know this is his favorite kind of stuff. No, but seriously, though, you know, my name is Greg. I'm a professional dungeon master with Mastermind Adventures. If you enjoy watching my game here tonight, you will get the opportunity. You can hire me once I start taking bookings again come October. You can hire me to run a game like this just for you and your friends, and you know, game with you guys playing whatever you like, whether it's D&D, Vampire, Marvel, Star Wars. I'm down for it. I have a ongoing West Marches campaign that people can hop in and out of called Secrets of the Barrow Maze. It's a very old school dungeon, so bring your 10-foot pole. Yeah. And I'm currently at my day job at the moment in the front lobby of the theater that I own and operate in Los Angeles called Studio Stage. I have a rehearsal going on in the next room, and I'm going to stick my head in there real fast just to make sure everything's going, because I just got the high sign from somebody. But I'm going to let everybody do their introductions here real quick. I'm going to let you guys figure it out real fast, so good luck with that. We'll go on ahead and just clip over to here. So this way everybody can be seen. We're down Lauren tonight, unfortunately. No Tara Firith this evening or her 2 mimic companions, but we do have the rest of the crew. So guys, go on ahead and go around, do your introductions, and one of y'all take the recap. And then we're going to find out what the hell's going on with Birch. All right, I'll be right back, y'all.
So I will lead us off. I'm Joe. I play Brick, the black-scaled Dragonborn warrior / barbarian with a couple of personal issues. Very excited, very proud of my protege Birch, who just tore the shit out of some bad guys. Pardon my French. Brick could not be prouder had he trained Birch through War College himself and watched him graduate in front of a plethora of equally impressive people. So, good job, Birch. Good job.
I will say, hi, I'm Adam. I play Birch. I think you've witnessed everyone I've ever killed. So you've been a part of it.
That makes me even more proud to be part of every moment of a murder.
Hopefully tonight we'll start off with 1 kill that you don't get to witness. But it might not go that well.
You want to do your intro, Adam? That sounds like a pretty good.
Yeah, I'm Adam. I play Birch. I don't know. How about you, Sir Feldrican?
Oh, hello. I'm Paul Masterson. I play Sir Feldrican Vorkris, the golden-scaled Dragonborn Paladin of Helm. That apparently is knowing half of the crap that's going on with the rest of my party. Considering we've got, Brick disappearing and showing up covered in gore, Birch going basically like John Wick on an individual. I'm here to save the kids, but apparently, I don't know who I'm wrapped up with anymore. I'm gonna end up in a fight where it's like, wait, I thought we were the good guys.
I am pretty confident I did not show up covered in gore this time.
Yeah, I think you have cleaned up, and I'm happy to say I've been growing out my hair, and now I can put it in like a pony. And
nice, a man bun, nice.
Welcome to the party.
But I will pass the baton off to Mr. Matt Graysoul.
Yep, I'm Matt. I play Graysoul, the half-elf cleric of Lyra / celestial warlock now, and I'm also the graffiti artist of our lovely virtual tabletop. I'm giving it the Disney movie treatment today. It jumped right out of the screen, so I'm just bringing light to what was already there, despite what Greg will argue to the contrary.
Classy Graysoul.
Right? It's how we do here at Brutes. I mean, you can see the full rendering at onlybrutes.com with a nominal subscription. So yeah.
When you say classic Disney, do you mean like when the animators hide secret adult stuff and we found out about on the VHS box?
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid.
You know it. You know it. This is my spire in the background right here.
How you doing, Lorenzo?
I am currently getting over a cold, so if I don't talk much as we form the committee to review the rules for Cauldron Resolution 238, Rights of Conquest as it relates to the establishments underneath the city proper.
If we do not turn this into a fight, I'm going to be pissed.
What's going on?
He was just referencing the motion that we're putting forth in the courts.
Yep.
Oh, great.
Resolution.
I love how, as he said it, probably Greg will be like, oh, they just wanted to peacefully, go through these laws. And then the mayor pulls out a blunderbuss and fires it at the entire group.
I mean, sometimes life is like a Tarantino movie. You just have to start shooting people.
I mean, but we're going to...
If you ask me to show my feet, I'm charge extra. Seneca, you haven't introduced yourself yet.
Yeah,
that's true. I'm Seth Tygeson. I play Seneca Polaris, the Tabashi Wizard. And I don't know what they taught you guys at War College. I learned war magic from Blue Crater Academy, and for some reason, I don't want to indiscriminately murder people. I just want to make them feel bad about all of their deeds.
Really?
Yeah.
So you won't murder indiscriminate people, but you'll murder your own familiar over and over again?
It is a part of myself. I am self-loathing, and I allow that part of me to die each time.
You don't murder a lot of people, but you whip everyone you've ever seen.
That's definitely true. I missed that one.
Oh, hey, Seth, just wait until you figure out how a familiar is actually running my campaign world here.
Great.
Yeah. Should have asked.
And here's
now I'm just screwing with it. So did we get into the?
We have not gone into the recap. We just
okay. But has everybody been introduced at this point?
Yes, sir.
Everybody's been introduced. We're ready to jump into the recap.
Well, yay! Templar Leif is here tonight. Thank you, Templar. Glad to have you. And we also got somebody watching on YouTube. Awesome to have that. Oh, good God, Nate! No, I'm not doing legal procedures on land rights and claims. We're putting this shit to bed tonight, one way or the other. All right. So cool.
We will never make it to the mayor's office.
Someone who knows what actually happened last week. Yeah. Because Brick showed up late to the party and only got to see the highlights.
Yep. Who wants to do it?
Look, there's not much to recap. The whole thing was a fight, right? We got jumped by a dozen people who were using an area that we cleared out previously to transport basically mercenaries and people who are going to overtake the city, right? So
they pretended to sashay away, and then they tried to double cross us.
Yeah, and then we killed like a couple, and then they like gave up, and we brought them back to life, and it's all cool, I guess.
We're very magnanimous.
After we brought you back to life, Lorenzo went to work and was this whole like layered deception stuff going on, and I don't know how that worked out though. Lorenzo hasn't come back yet, has he? Do we know how that's resolved?
No. Lorenzo has come back, but then you guys have discovered that that Birch was missing.
Right. So I went with Lorenzo on his recon intelligence mission, and I determined that this guy sucks, and we got all the info we were going to get out of him. So I was, as a snake, snuck into his bed, and he doesn't have armor, he doesn't have weapons, and he was unconscious a minute ago. So I thought, I'm just going to bite him and kill him and be done with him. I bit him for 7 damage, and he's still up. So this is a problem. I'm all alone. I'm half through my spells. I am injured, and I'm a snake. So this might have been a huge mistake. That was our cliffhanger.
Yeah, you wanted to give me a cliffhanger, and you did. So we're gonna see. Let's go on ahead and pick right up where that left off. Oh, but hold on 1 second. I need to grab my book because I need this guy's stats.
Well, you'll have to adjust his staff. He has no armor or no weapons.
All right, guys. This is our chance to think of snake puns. What's a snake pun that we can throw in here?
Well,
I don't know. I feel very constricted by this theme.
There we go.
It's time to kill Birch. It's time to kill Birch. Oh wait, that song was for later.
Did you say something out loud?
Yeah.
Without his armor and his weapons, I think the scales are really in your favor.
I can't show this on stream.
We need to scale this encounter.
Matt. I can't. You.
When Birch dies, it's going to be hysterical.
We had a whole discussion, Greg, about how it's like the old-time Disney VHS cases where they would hide little secret things. So he was just pointing out the sexual things you clearly put on screen for us to observe.
Lord. I'll help you out here, Greg. I'll help you out.
Yeah. All right. Well,
he's going to make it squirting something. I just know.
God damn it.
Bucks on the game, people. Bucks on the game. Person's life is in danger. Dicks can wait.
Greg, now you can't go back or we'll be banned.
Now it's censored. Everything's fine.
We'll be banned from
All right, I took it from NC-17, okay, and I brought it down to PG-13. Everything's fine.
Oh, God.
You selected the model, Greg. You put that on there. Just saying.
I'm gonna. All right. Good times. Well, anyhow, let's go ahead and get back to the TAC map here.
At 7:19, you can only imagine how the rest of this night's going to go.
Oh, it's getting weird early, guys. That's.
I mean, we're opening on a naked dwarf, right? And a snake.
As I had
a snake.
Well, if he's here's the good thing though, right? He won't recognize you, especially if you're a cobra and you're wearing a hood. It's a little snake etymology.
Is that a circumcised joke?
No, that's a snake etymology.
Well,
it's too highbrow. Never mind. Get back to the killing.
I can't see
Back-
anything on my screen, Greg. Once I
Yeah, hold
can,
on,
I'll
because
roll
you're not on the map. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm going to fix that.
my
You're
horse is
already
on the
dead.
map. I'm already dead.
Lair,
He's just giving you the view as a
fucking
snake.
lair. And we're gonna get
Ooh.
Nate out of here.
Bye, Lorenzo.
Yep. By the way, what light source are you using, bud?
Good news. Constrictor snakes have blind sight.
Aha.
Wait, what's the difference between blind sight and dark sight? Or is that the same thing?
It means I can see for 10 feet in the darkest of dark.
All right. Well, let's see.
Aren't there lamps, etc., in this space as
Well,
well?
actually, there is harsh red light in this space emanating from a magical chandelier in the ceiling. As I had mentioned, though, this guy does not just go to bed. He after he waits a couple of moments for Lorenzo to leave because he doesn't want to walk out with him. And as Lorenzo leaves, Birch, you said you were slithering into the bed, so I'm assuming you're going to slither into this one, which is like the closest.
Okay.
The closest option.
Whichever one was sneakiest.
Yeah. That was the easiest one for you to slide into directly. Heyo. Yeah, I'm actually going gridless now because I'm realizing that might make things a little bit easier to navigate. So yeah, Zochen waits a moment, reads the note, looks it over, and mutters to himself a little bit. Zoden, pardon me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. I heard myself say it, and I was like, "That's wrong."
I'm in that mode now where I'm sitting there going like, "Oh, I remember that it's one and not the other, and now I can never remember which one it is."
Yeah, Zoden. I'm actually looking at it in the module right now. So he reads the note over, thinks about it, and is clearly very, perturbed at everything going on here. So he waits a little bit and then heads out, or he's making his way to the door. Now he is unarmed and unarmored. And Birch, you slither out of the bed and then bite onto him, correct?
I think you're muted, Adam.
Yeah, I think you're muted, bud.
You're right. Yeah, piercing damage, 7.
7 piercing. And is there any venom involved, or that's because you're constrictor?
No venom.
No venom. Okay, hold on.
Just in my heart.
Yep. I forgot my dice. 1 second.
I didn't like this guy. There was a whole bunch of people, and he just attacked me over and over again.
It's been such a day that I didn't even bring my dice didn't have my dice out for D&D. That's how the kind of day I've been having here. Got it. Okay.
I didn't even have to use my AK.
Nice reference.
It's hard to tell when something's a nice reference when everyone has their mic muted. You just have to assume it was a nice reference.
Yeah. All right. So you sneak out and you latch onto him, and he yowls in pain and immediately tries shaking you off. Are you going to attempt to constrict on him?
Oh, yes. In my complete shock that he's not dead, I will gladly try to grapple him as a constriction. Yeah.
All right. So you bite. Well, actually,
I'll have to roll for
here's
it.
the thing. Yeah, we're gonna have you roll for it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll initiative.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's gonna determine who gets to act first.
Ooh, I've got a constrictor snake. I was gonna do my initiative. Constrictor snake is plus snake is +2.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna roll.
Roll it.
D20 +2.
Roll that beautiful bean footage, baby.
Going first.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a 4.
So Zoden's gonna go first. He
right.
yelps and yowls in pain and turns around and immediately attempts to stomp on you.
Aww.
And where did my he misses.
Really, my armor class is only 12.
Yeah, sure? I know. I rolled a 4.
Oh, that's great.
So Yep. Which is lucky because I had to re-roll it because it went under the computer. So you might have just gotten saved from something else. Who knows? But now he's going to attempt to flee. So he's going to 1, and now you get your attack of opportunity.
Oh, sure. I'll try to constrict since he's still within range. That's a +4 to attack. Okay. All right. Forgive me for not being an expert at being a snake. 24 to hit.
Holy crap. All right. Yep, you got him.
All right, so that is a critical for me.
Critical grapple, yeah.
So that is a 1d8 +2 bludgeoning damage.
So that's going to be 8 plus...
Wait, 1d8 +2. So
I'm aware, but you critted.
So we'll double
so
it.
8 plus a d8 plus 2.
Oh, I like that.
So that's 10 plus a d8. Roll your d8. All
That's
right,
a pretty high roll.
We're going to go with... You automatically do 1 full damage die with a crit, and then you just roll another and add what you roll on the next one. So we're going to take the 5, and then plus 2, 7. You do 15 points of damage. You actually do manage to wrap around him and slowly wrap your way up, and his screaming is horrible as he screams bloody murder. But eventually, as you squeeze the breath out of him, his screaming and thrashing subsides, and eventually, you realize that you have crushed this dwarf to death.
We really are murder hobos at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
What is this we you speak of?
Yep.
It's the royal we.
This guy was going to uprise the entire city,
Me and my boy.
he hurt me a lot. I think I'm going to remain a snake, Greg, as I leave this place.
Okay.
Let's see how slow that is. I might change my mind.
That's going to be a while.
No, he moves 30 feet at a time.
Oh, wow.
That's almost as fast as I am normally.
Yeah, you can haul some ass. Asp. Hey-oh.
Boo, boo, boo.
Hauling asp. I love it. All right.
So yeah, once I get up top, then I'll change into me and go back to the temple where I assume everyone is.
All right. So yeah, you guys are in. The rest of you guys are in the Church of Helm. This is not long afterwards, by the way, and you have just come to realize that where the hell did where did Birch and where did Birch go? And at that point, Birch, you can come walking in.
Hey guys!
Hey!
Hey! I just did something crazy. What you up to?
Brick's gonna walk over and put an arm around. Come here!
Hey, do you remember that? Remember that guy who knocked me unconscious?
Yeah.
I killed him.
No shit.
I did.
Good by yourself. Good for you. Good for you. Hey, Feld. He killed him.
I'm right in front of you. Yeah.
I know. I'm just so excited.
Wait. You don't even know the best part. I was a snake at the time.
No. Did you poison or did you
have a different plan? So it sounds like we had a plan to try and find out who's trying to undermine the city, and now our
we'll
person
find another way.
Is
We'll
dead.
find another way.
Well, okay. So I was there, and he told Lorenzo a whole bunch of interesting stuff about a blue devil, I think. So that's the guy. That's the one we need to get. And I thought, cool, this guy's going to die. And that happened.
I like it.
I believe they were arguing after the fight about the Blue Duke.
Oh, that's it. Blue Duke. That's it.
All right. Well, what's done is done.
Are you aware of the identity of the Blue Duke?
I mean, he's a Blue Duke. He probably stands out.
I mean, how many Blue Dukes can there be?
Exactly.
It's got to be like one.
I mean, in my head, I'm going,
probably
he's blue, Dabba D, he's a Duke.
Someone's
he's blue,
gonna
he's
know
a Duke,
who he
Dabba
is.
D, he's a Duke.
Look,
I can ask around town. It's fine. We'll find them.
You asking these questions
Now
comes with a bit of judgment to it, and I hadn't thought of that before.
This is definitely. I mean, we don't know whether or not that individual would have tried to have double crossed us again, which he probably would have, since he broke his word and his faith with us when he attacked us. But we should probably maybe see if there's anyone who could keep an eye on that area down there, since that is where they seem to be gathering to launch an attack against the city, or at least that was the plan.
That was not the plan, but if that's what you guys took away from what I presented.
Well, this was all presented to Lorenzo. Has he filled us in on his conversation with the now deceased dwarf?
Yeah.
Lorenzo will fill you in on most of the details, but Nate has mostly forgotten all of them.
Hey, Birch, what do you remember?
Oh, sure. Well, I was a snake with little ears, and I was in a bag. But from what I remember, Lorenzo, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's basically been hired by the Blue Duke, not Devil, Blue Duke. And he's transporting mercenaries through this location, right? And they're going to kind of start an uprising of sorts, right? They want to take over the city. That's kind of their thing.
That
sound right?
Both of you guys make intelligence checks, because this stuff was... Y'all got to take better notes.
I think I was pretty accurate. I think I nailed it.
I don't think you were.
I nailed it.
I took excellent notes, which are buried under the 400 books that my wife has been scanning in the library. They're somewhere in there.
Well, his conversation with Lorenzo was that he was going to work with Lorenzo and bring him into the fold and open up the door to this organization and help us infiltrate unknowingly and find our way to the bad guy. And now
he's dead.
We have constricted that door shut and sealed it.
We definitely did that.
This is essentially what the royal we did.
So just to give everybody, oh God, all right, I'm dropping rocks on all you guys. You draw a dick on my background art, and now, Jesus Christ.
Outline.
All right, so
the previously existing one.
Pointing out what was already there is not drawing.
And the royal we drew the dick on the background.
I was going to recap.
Pointed out.
I was going to recap what you guys remembered with your intelligence saves, but I think if we're just now
you're just planning on being petty, eh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You guys seem to be all about justifying dick pics right now.
That
so
sounds like
why
small
stop that?
dick energy to me, Mr. Greg, and I don't think that fits you.
You're right. It doesn't. So then, what would you like to do now?
I'd like to know what my roll of a 16 intelligence reminded me from the conversation.
Well, you're telling me that you nailed it, so I don't know. What does that mean?
All right, I'm going to go hunt my notes now. I'll be back.
I didn't roll 16.
You weren't there, Seneca. You can't
Birch rolled 16.
So, just to recap for folks who are watching the stream, because we actually have picked up a few viewers. Hello, folks watching on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, please feel free to jump in the chat here and say hello. I know Templar Lathe is hanging out tonight. Let's see who else is in there. But just for the sake of you guys, not for the sake of my players, because fuck these guys. No, but just for you. I say that with love. As this dwarven mercenary explained, the Blue Duke owns a private army of half-orcs and other assorted mercenaries, including this Zoden, the dwarven mercenary. Zoden was a captain in the army. He has been bringing soldiers into under the city for Drakthar's way, and he mentioned that they had been commissioned by a member of the nobility to do this. That they are basically stocking up and backing up their private forces. And he implied that perhaps there might be an overthrow of the Lord Mayor at some point, or who knows, but that was heavily suggested, but that's not confirmed. Also, that the Blue Duke, is the head of this army, And then what was the other thing? Oh, yes, that he had witnessed the Blue Duke, his boss, speaking with a rather delicate-looking woman of nobility on certain occasions. He does not know her name or much about her other than the fact that she was clearly a member of Cauldron's nobility and looked to be associated, if not the money behind this, associated with the money behind this whole scenario. And that the army was going to be brought in and kept hosted by the goblins underneath Cauldron and staying in Drakthar's way. And y'all unwittingly blew up the munitions and supplies that were going to be kept there to arm and feed and keep them. So good job, y'all.
Would Lorenzo know about what noble would fit that description?
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
also,
me.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I mean, besides you knowing, fitting that disturbingly
You're a
accurately.
gentle frame female with long
Yes.
brown hair.
There was also he mentioned that the group that's hiring them belongs to a cult of sorts. So there is a cult, the Cabal, working within Cauldron right now.
We also know the names of the small half-elf woman and the tiefling that's Corlander and Keeliv, respectively.
Those are not their names. Keylith is from Critical Role, and I'm not about to get sued for copyright infringement. So
I wrote it as Keylev. Kalev?
Kalev.
Kalev.
Corlandir and Keeliv.
Corland. Okay.
Corlandir. See, I'll spell it. Give me an intelligence check, and I'll spell it to you how your intelligence.
Well, we all know that rolling is my greatest.
I'm aware of that.
It might be today.
Thing, yeah.
You know, let's see how the dice got. Yep, you're fucked. All right, so
starting strong,
baby. Let's get these out of the way. Yeah. Spelled Keylith, Keylith. Also, yeah. Matt Mercer is God.
Inspiration.
Oh, you have inspiration from the
I'm spelling.
Oh,
Hey!
D&D is fundamental.
Thank you very much for that.
Yep.
Isn't your character supposed to be smart? They seemed to say.
Right. So yeah, it is. I just threw it in the chat.
What?
Yep.
Okay, got it. Chlorophyll and Caleb.
Oh Lord. Yep. Rocks fall. Everybody dies.
Corlander.
But thanks for the dick pic. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Those
So
are
long.
unnecessarily.
Yeah, I believe it's chlorophyll and Cali V is the pronunciation on that.
Alrighty.
Also, I think Chlorinder is likely to be that's like a meetup app in Cauldron.
Yeah,
Chlorinder.
it's a swipe right for booty.
You can also put it in spas so that you're not aware you're peeing in them. Guys, I would just like to take a moment, now that I've caught my breath, to apologize for murdering a connection that we could have used. I was angry.
It's okay.
I'm glad you think so. There are other people in the group too, though, and I feel kind of bad about it.
You did what you had to do. He was an evil being, and you took him out of the world, and the world is a better place for it. We'll find another way to get to the Blue Duke. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I feel like I would have killed him eventually. I could have
Exactly,
had more
right?
patience.
Feld, give me a wisdom check.
All right.
Oh no.
You realize Birch has slipped in alignment into chaotic evil.
Yeah, just one box down.
Nope.
If only someone was there to give inspiration to Feld.
It's okay. We can fail once in a while.
Don't patter
right.
to your
Every
audience.
every
Take
once
your
in a
7
while.
stride.
Take your fail in stride, guys. All right. So yeah, Feld, you're perfectly fine with this, and you don't find anything unusual about anyone's behavior here in any way whatsoever. So
would like to point out I'm not cursed. I'm not bitten. I'm not controlled in any way.
You're not.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. But people have been. So, or at least one. But y'all fix that.
These are
Stop
the
trying to rat me
choices
out.
I am making.
You had to do
More puns.
Okay. So, with that, what is it that you wish to do next?
I would just probably point out that we need to be aware because at some point, I would imagine this individual, if he was a captain, his absence is going to be noticed. And since he was last seen alive with us, we should be prepared to answer for that.
What is that grinding noise?
There were so many witnesses.
Somebody is rolling dice.
Ah.
Because that is where the dots will connect in terms of the body.
Well, you guys are already getting hunted over enough bodies that have been dropped lately, so why not add another angry party to the list, right? I mean, you know.
I mean, I think it's just we need to have an awareness of, well, if the body clearly had snake bites in it and was constricted, it doesn't look like weapons. So, you know, if
he could have just run afoul of a beast of the Underdark, who knows? You know,
Yes.
I'm sure it'll never get traced back to Birch.
A beast of the Underdark that stripped him of his armor and weapons before
make that
biting him.
connection.
Yeah.
If someone made that connection, that would just clearly be the DM being mean.
I do have a thought, which I recognize is dangerous, apparently, in the last few hours. But the one person who will not be upset that we randomly killed this guy is the mayor, because this guy was part of a plot to overtake the city and dethrone him, so to speak. So maybe we go there.
Yeah, let's go tell the mayor that we saved his bacon again.
That's right.
Okay, so you guys want to take your audience with the mayor, the High Lord Mayor?
Before we go, just for edification, did that dwarf whom you constricted mention this Blue Duke's stance on right of conquest? Like, is for or against it? Just wondering what this new regime would look like.
But even if he had a claim before us, we've taken it from him. He's dead now.
No, Brick, what I'm saying is I was jokingly alluding to the fact that the Blue Duke might take over and say, hey, yeah, right of conquest is cool. You guys own Zataroon. And
right, but he's dead. We killed him.
We did not kill
the Blue Duke. Is not dead.
We killed the dwarf guy.
Right. No. I'm sorry. All this killing has just got me off.
We killed one of his captains.
Yes. I agree. Yeah. We should size up the mayor before pledging allegiance to one side or the other. We might prefer someone called the Blue Duke, who has forcefully overtaken a city, over the publicly elected mayor of the town we live in.
Well, no, let's not start digging into the dark side here. You killed a bad person.
Too late.
The Blue Duke is clearly
due process is out the window.
Due process is whatever Feld says it is these days. So, don't look so indignant. Don't look so indignant at that.
So
I love that Feld's the bad guy somehow.
You basically decided this whole thing. We were happy we were digging for information and walking away. And then you went dark side mercenary on us.
No dark side mercenary. They can't have witnesses. They couldn't have witnesses.
Flipping dark side mercenary.
They were the bad guys. They were the bad guys and a bad guy.
That's not justice, is what I
bad
say.
Guys have rights too.
Maybe Feld, they were leaving, and then they saw me coming from the opposite direction. We're like, oh shit, we're trapped now. We have.
They thought it was an ambush. They're like, oh god, it's Brick.
You know? You don't know, Feld. You don't know what their thinking is.
All right. Anyhow, enough messing around. I don't want to be losing viewers over all this, although this is pretty funny.
We're gonna go see the mayor.
Yeah.
Sometimes the good guys just hide a goblin sorcerer to try and drop a fireball on our heroes who save children and then rush on into a box formation.
Yeah, but what have you done for the city lately? You know? Okay, so
I've killed a lot of.
Don't we have to find that high priest dude? Come on, guys.
Yeah,
we got jobs.
There's like plot hooks waiting and shit, you know. So. Right. All right, so you guys want to go talk to the Lord Mayor, though?
Sure, let's go.
Well, what time is it? I think we need a long rest first.
Yes.
I'm down for some
All right.
resting. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Speaking of someone who has no spells.
you are going to take the opportunity to take a night's long rest.
Hooray! Do we hold on to this dwarf's body?
No, the dwarf's body is crushed in Drakthar's way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm clear on it being crushed. Do we have it?
No, you do not.
Oh, we probably should have taken that, or at least his head.
So the 50 electrum, does that just get split between those who were present? What do we get?
Yeah, you guys got electrum, and you guys got some copper.
Do we put that in our loot?
You guys, I'm gonna say you
You'd
guys
like a
should be.
loot spreadsheet.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys start keeping that loot spreadsheet.
I wrote it in
stuff.
So you quietly all retire to your rooms. Now, who Brick and who was my other? Oh yes, my haunted souls. For Seneca, Lorenzo, Birch, Feld, you guys, your nights pass quietly. Lorenzo, you actually take the opportunity to go home and sleep in your own king-size 4-poster, and you'll deal with this peasant rabble in the morning.
I'm gonna clean up all that glass from the window broke.
Yeah, exactly. From the several windows that blew in when those barrels of oil went off nearby. But Rick, I need. It's the next night. High or low?
High.
Pick a number between 1 and 100.
12.
You said high, and then you picked 12. Okay.
Yeah. I thought they were two separate rolls.
No, one of these days I'm going to explain to you how I do this.
Rick is rolling 4D dice
the
right now.
implication here is if I go high, I should stay high, is what you're telling me.
No. It's totally fine. But you go to sleep, or you try to go to sleep, and the last thing you remember is going and retiring back to your quarters and looking out up at the moon, and you black out. Gray Soul.
Yes.
The voices in your head have been unusually quiet, like unusually so.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
That is out of the ordinary. I won't complain though.
Yeah. Do you wish to conjure any of them, or try to reach out to any of them before you go to sleep?
I'm not kicking the hornet's nest.
All right. Well,
if I can get a decent night's sleep here without people talking trash to me, I will attempt to achieve that.
Give me a perception check. All right. As you lay in bed and you close your eyes, you feel your breathing start to slow. You feel consciousness slip. And just as you start fading away, you almost just get that sensation of like a hand on your shoulder. And as you realize it, that there's a warmth and an affection with that touch. You look around and suddenly you are far, far above the world, looking below to a vast and empty crater.
Do I feel like I'm floating, or am I quickly approaching the crater?
You are floating.
Okay.
And you are slowly floating down. And as you go down, you could feel you can smell the sulfur, and you can feel the wind blowing past you as you go through your hair. And it takes some time, but you can recognize that this crater is the city of Cauldron. You slowly drift closer, but you're still far in the air, so no one's going to notice you. But you see the shops, you see the wagons in the street. It's a bustling, thriving city directly below you. Thousands upon thousands of people are lined in the street, obviously celebrating something. You see banners, and you see games, and you see drinking and carousing, and all work is stopped, and the people are in the streets. As you
Seems
stare
like
in
it's that upcoming festival.
Yeah. As you stare in wonder and fascination at the people below, it dawns on you that you know what they are celebrating. It is indeed the Flood Festival. It has just started, and the people are spending an entire week celebrating and partying. The inns are bustling with patrons, and wagons filled with goods of all type are lined out in the streets. You see buskers performing, people doing tricks. You see pockets being picked, and ladies of the night dragging potential customers into dark corners for illicit activities. All kinds of things happening. And as a few moments pass, you feel the joy radiating from this energy, this communal event beneath you. And you can feel like the urge to celebrate rising in your chest, even though you are very high in the air, very high above all of them. And you feel this sense of peace and happiness filling you, and your desire to be a part of the celebration. You find yourself drifting closer to the city. You begin to look about, and as you get lower and lower, you begin to see a dark shadow spreading at the edges, and then spreading more over the city. It's slow at first, but gradually the entire city is plunged into a deep darkness. And as that darkness comes to overtake you, you hear a rushing of water, a rushing tidal wave of water out of nowhere coming upon you. Your mouth instantly fills with water and you begin to choke. You cough, and you're attempting to clear the water from your lungs, but being submerged, the only thing that happens is more water gets breathed in. You are unable to breathe. Your vision begins to blur, and you realize that you're drowning. But are you? You recognize that this is a dream. You don't need to breathe in a dream.
Nice.
And you know that somewhere...
Can I move around at my own will, or am I still just kind of moving with the water? Okay.
Hold on. I got you. You recognize that you can actually feel the burning power of your patron inside of you, burning the water out of your lungs. And somehow there is a change inside of you that you don't even need to breathe anymore. That can't be right. Or can it? And as the water continues to evaporate immediately upon, entering your orifices, you gaze upon the city again. And you look about and you see as the tidal wave crashes over carts and over people, the celebration has turned to complete terror. You see citizens of Cauldron fleeing in horror as the shadow descends upon them and sucks them under. And as you look about, you recognize the fact that you are now floating amongst corpses and ruin. You then look outward beyond the city, and suddenly your gaze is there, and your gaze reaches for the horizon. There is no horizon anymore. Something has blocked out your view beyond the city. But is that something blocking your vision, or is that a vast wall of water that has stretched for thousands of feet skyward, the whole world consumed underwater? The city of Cauldron is submerged completely, destroyed, all souls lost. But a soft glow begins at the center of the water where Crater Lake used to be. And the soft glow becomes an angry, harsh red haze as you see the water eat away at the bottom of the lake. And large bubbles, cloudy bubbles full of sulfur, come boiling out. And you look down and gaze into the steaming hot magma. As the water starts to burn away, to turn to steam immediately, you see the magma take the shape of a large red M. as it explodes in your face, and the volcano beneath Cauldron erupts once again. The vision fades out, and you wake up in the morning in a cold sweat.
I will jump up out of bed, get dressed if I'm not already, and I am immediately going to try to seek out Feld and Seneca.
Okay. The sun is not up yet. And as you are up and as you have your clothes pulled on, you go out and you see Brother Rufus on his way to the kitchen, preparing that first morning coffee.
The bacon! Brother Rufus.
Friend Gracehole, are you well?
Yes and no. What time? What hour of the morning is it?
'Tis 4 bells past midnight.
Okay. I need some parchment and a writing implement. I need to write down a dream that I just had to share with my companions.
Of course. Right away. Where should I have it delivered?
I'll go with you. I need to get this out right now.
Well, very well. Come with me. And he takes you into the church's library and provides you with a quill and ink and parchment. And he says, "How much parchment do you believe you're going to need?"
A few sheets should be fine.
Okay.
And I'll write down with as much detail as I can remember from this dream, and I want to try to replicate the M if there's any kind of specific looking font.
Okay.
And once I've got that done, I'll go. I assume Feld's probably here. Seneca might be at the Blue Crater Academy. I don't know.
No, Seneca is boarding here now as his scholarship is currently under review.
Yeah. They frown upon murder at the school? Come on.
No, practicing medicine without a license or certification is definitely frowned upon, though, and their insurance doesn't cover it.
Successfully.
Technically, I would attach that guy's head.
Yeah, well,
all right.
they'll get you guys will have that all figured out at one point. Yeah.
Once I have that all written down, I'll go rouse Feld and Seneca.
Okay, give me 3 wisdom checks, and Brick, give me a perception check.
Sure.
All right, it's pretty good wisdom checks.
All right.
So great on perception. Actually, hold on. Lies. We're gonna. Yes.
Grace Soul, those are
checks.
Those are the 3 most amazing wisdom checks I've ever seen.
I'm gonna use one of my luck to re-roll that.
Okay. Already?
I feel like maybe
you don't even know what you're perceiving yet.
I don't care. I feel like I should probably be rolling higher than a 10.
Yeah.
I rolled an 11, everybody.
All right.
We did it.
Well done.
Well congratulations. You beat the DC.
Oh, nice. All right.
The first time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Playing it safe.
You wake up. You are not in your room.
Huh.
You wake up outside of a bar. Matter of fact, you wake up behind the...
He's level 10 now.
Yeah.
He's killed so many people.
Slippery eel, drunken Morkoth.
As long as there's still evil people,
you wake up. You wake up behind the slippery eel.
Fuck. All right. Am I covered in blood or anything, or I just?
No. You are not. Well, actually, yeah. High or low?
High.
Okay. Number between 1 and 100.
87.
Okay. Do you want to wake up covered in blood?
No, not behind the slippery eel.
Okay.
They're my
You wake up behind the slippery eel, and you Or like, you have no idea how you got there. And it's before sunrise is all you know.
All right. And this is, to my knowledge, the second time this has happened.
Yes.
Okay.
Give me a perception check. Actually, one more. No, never mind. You already did.
I'm gonna first thing I'm gonna look myself over, see if I've got any wounds or anything, any noticeable. Am I covered with blood or anything? Any tears or scrapes or rips in my clothing? Anything noticeable?
You see that your clothes have been torn and scratched at, but you are not wounded.
Okay. Is there anything else in the alleyway behind Slippery Eel that I see? Bodies, perhaps broken weapons. No.
Okay. As you are waking up, the back door flings open, and you can see a brigand with a gentleman coming out with a giggling barmaid, and they kind of are making out for a moment, and then they stop and see you, and he's like, "Bugger off, mate. Show's not free."
I just sort of I'll wave and get up and start walking off. Do we, from our previous conversation, I assume someone filled me in that the guard at least is looking for me.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, but it's not sunrise yet. It's still fairly dark out.
It's dark.
Okay.
And you notice that the moon or the night has gotten overcast at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna stick to back alleys as much as I can, making my way back. We were all at the church, I'm assuming, resting up.
Give me 3 stealth checks, please.
All right.
Oh man. Why are you rolling with disadvantage?
Oh, because I get it automatically because I am.
You're not in your armor.
Oh well, then let's take. How do we take disadvantage off? Or just take the first 3 numbers then on the left.
All
right.
So
I have a 4 and a 14.
So you you come out around the corner and you see a guard patrol, and they spot you, and they go, "Oi! Hold up there, sir."
I will hold up. What can I do for you, gentlemen? What am I wearing if I'm not wearing my armor?
You are in your clothes. You've got your pirate shirt. You're now tattered pirate shirt with your sashy blouse and your leather pants. Yeah, and no boots. So you are in your clawed feet.
Okay.
Captain wants you for questioning, sir. We hope you'll come peacefully.
Sure. Let's go, boys. Lead the way.
They all look at each other like shocked as hell that actually worked, and they take you into custody and take you into the guard tavern. So with that, let's go on back over to everyone else. Graysol, you have finished writing your account. Brother Rufus comes in and offers you breakfast, bacon and coffee, and says, "Shall I? They've had a little bit more time to sleep. Shall I fetch Sir Feldricken and friend Seneca?"
Yes, please.
All right. Give me Feld and Seneca. Give me con saves.
Exceptionally adequate.
Jeez.
Feld, you're going to stay asleep for a little bit, but Seneca, you wake up immediately to the sound of a knocking at your door. Friend Seneca.
Yes.
Friend Seneca, it's Brother Rufus. Your friend Graysol is seeking your. It needs your help. He's in the library.
Do you have any idea what for?
He's quite upset, sir. I do not know more than that, but something. It's best if he explained it to you. Feld, you there's a pounding at your door, and it's gotten progressively louder. Birch, Lorenzo, you're not even there. Birch, give me a con save. All right, Birch, you hear the pounding at Feld's door, and it wakes you up.
Okay.
And Feld finally, after it's gotten progressively louder and louder, you finally seem to wake up.
Yes.
So Feldrick, it's brother Rufus. Breakfast is ready, sir, but your friend Graysoul is seeking your attendance in the library. He seems quite upset.
Thank you, Brother Rufus. I shall attend to him immediately. And are you attending to your war magics? I think there are great things on the horizon for you.
Yes, sir. And Sir Alec, before he departed, told me that my skill with the hammer is getting quite good as well. He seems to be very impressed with my progress. He says that perhaps I should speak with you about squiring at some point.
We will speak more on that.
I hope so, sir. I'd be honored. But to your friends now.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. So, I'm assuming Seneca and Feld and Birch, you wake up and you hear at least Brother Rufus's half of that conversation through your door. Would you like to?
Do I feel well rested?
Yes.
All right. I will knock on other doors and try to get the whole group to go down.
You get to Brick's door and you keep knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking, and there's no answer.
I open it?
He's not there. The window is open.
Guys, we have a problem.
Sort of problem.
A brick problem.
Oh boy.
Do you want to go down to Graysoul, or do you want me to go out looking for a brick?
Feld, perhaps you can join Birch in looking for brick, and I can handle whatever it is that Graysoul needs.
That sounds wise.
All right, let's.
Lorenzo, make a con save.
Don't fail, you become invisible.
You hear from your bedroom. You hear the bell at your front door ringing.
Who is it?
As you go downstairs, down the stairs to your estate, and quietly creep out and look out the window, you see that it is Hylam, your contact within the town guard.
Okay, like it's early. What do you want?
Yeah, the sun's not even up yet, sir. I thought you should know. The guard has apprehended your compatriot Brick.
Son of a. All right, thank you. And with that, I'll go get dressed and start heading to the church to let everyone else know.
Okay. All right. Seneca, you go into the library, and Graysoul is sitting there staring at his parchment.
Brother Rufus intimated that you were rather perturbed. How can I assist?
Seneca, good morning. Would you like some bacon? Listen. No, shut up. Listen. I had a dream last night that was a little bit too vivid. I think maybe to just be a dream, it might have been a vision. I've written it all down. Essentially, I saw the flooding festival get flooded and everyone died, and then the mountain erupted. And prior to doing so, a letter M appeared in the magma right before it exploded. And I'll shuffle the paper over. Is there any kind of magic you're aware of that would cause that to happen? I'm guessing that in nature, volcanoes don't explode according to various letters of the alphabet.
I would like to make an Arcana check to see if there's anything that is specific to that. May I do so? An intelligence check, Arcana, because this is 5th edition, and that's how skill checks are arranged.
Yep, roll it. Sorry, I muted myself by accident.
Jiminy Cricket, these are the worst rolls the last 3 weeks, man.
Who did you piss off?
I don't know. I have my favorite die that I was rolling over here earlier. It's my one that gives me nat 20s all day long. And I rolled it and I got a 3, a 3, a 4, a 4, a 14, a 1, and then a natural 20. So
But you're still getting natural 20s.
Yeah, you're still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm getting them here too. Just the vast majority of these are garbage rolls. It's fates.
I will tell you this.
Yes.
It is very clear that this dream is more than just random. There's stuff that's bothering you, but you don't know why.
It may be best if we research this further. I agree with your conclusion. There seems to be too much specificity here to simply ignore it as a flight of fancy or some manifestation of your subconscious. Certainly these things that you are seeing seem to correspond to some of the experiences that we've had of late. But that, to me, suggests that there's greater evidence of its reality, not that this is simply your mind piecing these things together.
Okay. Where would we go to research this further? Would we have to go to the academy and look at their library?
Yes, I think that would be best. In addition, thank you. I just thank my wife for the food she just gave me in character.
So Alyssa's playing Brother Rufus.
She's role playing Brother Rufus, yeah.
Yeah. Which apparently Brother Rufus made me tuna for breakfast, and that's
you're,
all right.
You are,
yeah,
you are a cat, so
I'll try not to be too offended by it. Like, ooh, that's very well-meaning of you, Brother Rufus, but
racist as fuck. Yeah,
yeah.
This is problematic. You know,
it means
maybe tuna's Seneca's favorite.
But I want it to be known that that's a coincidence. It's not all cats. Hashtag not all cats.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so we should visit the Blue Crater Academy, do some research into how this could occur magically. It's entirely possible that since we are on a natural geological structure, that this could occur on its own. But that seems too much of a coincidence at this time. Perhaps the flood control wands are used to burrow into the earth and release the magma.
Do you know if those wands, I mean, they use them to divert water, I'm assuming. I mean, I've never seen the festival. Could they be used to manipulate the water in a more aggressive fashion? I mean, like I saw a tidal wave of water in all directions around the cauldron, so it wasn't just raining and flooding.
Give me an Arcana check on that.
Let's see if it's better than last time. A little bit.
Okay, so what you know about the spell is that let me see how it worked in 3.5. Because that's going to be much more to the spirit of how this shit works. You know that you could lower water with it. You could reduce the amount of water. You could also increase the amount of water. And that, you know, you can shape it essentially, but you can reduce one horizontal dimension by half and double the other horizontal dimension. So you could, like, you know, shape it into a rectangle, shape it into a square, shape it into stuff like that. You could also use water control water to control elementals. But when you're casting it, there are methods to using it, and you can either mostly just raise or lower general water levels up to about 100 square feet. So for what he's describing in his vision, it would be theoretically possible if it was cast as like an epic level ritual, or if this was done by the will of a god. But that's like well beyond what you're talking about here. The festival normally gets a bunch of wands in order to control this water, because they need multiple castings of it in order to control the flow of the water and make sure that the water doesn't overwhelm the city. That's why they typically need so many wands.
It's entirely possible that perhaps I'm misreading the use for what these nefarious actors might have in regards to these wands. If rather than intending to use them to cause the deed, there is a powerful spellcaster that is capable of so much more with that type of spell, and they're simply avoiding having anyone who can mitigate the damage.
Maybe the Blue Duke is a thematic name.
Some sort of aquatic nobility.
Maybe. If you think it's someone who's really good with water. I don't know.
Interesting theory.
It may be interesting to seek out what the grievances are. Surely seizing power to merely eliminate Cauldron entirely, for what reason? What purpose could that serve?
I agree.
Is there some sort of grievance that they have? Is it against a particular person, a particular town? Are they?
The mayor might know. If they've voiced this grievance previously and they feel they've exhausted all avenues of. You're the word guy. I don't know.
I think we need to do the following. We should reconvene our entire group, rather than continually splitting ourselves up into several different locations. Let us use the full force of our notoriety and our influence to gain audience to the mayor, as he has offered before. Acquire information from him, and then we can do some research at the Blue Crater Academy to perhaps acquire additional spells that may service ourselves in this. Yes, I saw that eyebrow raise. That's the phrasing I went. That will service ourselves.
You guys are really good at that. That's all I'm saying. Murdering your contact, I'm just,
And you can see us service ourselves all night at
onlybruce.com.
We truly have things in hand.
Yep.
But perhaps there are additional arcane abilities that may allow us to more effectively perform this role as protectors of this city. That is what we have ultimately become, is it not?
Most times, yeah, definitely. I think that's the end goal. Birch is flying off the handlebars a little bit, but I mean, he means well.
Much as we must consider what it is that these nefarious actors may be motivated to do, we should in turn consider what our motivations are. That will help us consider how to best approach this going forward.
All right. Well, we will let you guys have that moment and think about things. Let's go on ahead and Brick, you find yourself locked in a jail cell in the guard shack.
Why am I in a jail cell?
When they escort you in,
they wanted me to come talk to the captain. I agreed to come talk to the captain.
Well, and as they explain to you, as they escort you into the back towards the cells, they say, "We're going to have you wait here. We're going to get the captain, and he's going to come speak with you. But we're going to have you wait here, and we're going to go wake the captain and bring him to you. So just You're not you're being held for questioning, but you are not accused of anything as of yet. So I just want to make that abundantly
clear. Why do I'm happy to wait. I just don't understand why you're having me wait in a cell.
They kind of look at each other very, very nervously, and they're saying, "Sir, we don't want you to get agitated. We just need you to cooperate with us here for a few moments." But who's
agitated? I'm just saying I'd like to sit over here in this chair and sit.
I understand that. I understand that, sir. But SOP, when it comes to dealing with a person of interest, is that we put them in a secure place where they can be safe.
Sure, that's fine. Hey, it's cool. Let's just hope the city isn't attacked by anything in that interim period, and I have to come save your asses again. And I just sort of stroll into the cell and sit down on whatever furniture there is.
So yeah, you sit on the bunk, and they clang the door, and you can actually see them kind of like sigh with relief as the bolt gets thrown, and you're locked in. They say, "Don't worry, we're going to get the captain, and he will come and speak with you." Lorenzo, you are getting to... Actually, Paul and Adam, you guys are preparing to leave. And as you are heading out the front door, you run into Lorenzo.
Which one of you dumbasses let Brick out?
Good morning to you as well, Lorenzo.
Who let him off his leash?
Yeah, just to let you know, I just got contacted that Brick is currently in jail.
I don't know what is going on with our friend. He keeps disappearing, but he didn't. He leapt out of his window, it appears. So it's not like anyone let him off on some sort of stroll.
Next time we chain him to the bed.
Onlybrutes.com.
Look, if one of us has to sleep in the same room with him, we'll make it happen. Should we go to the jail quick?
Yes, I would think so.
Let's go. Can you lead the way, Lorenzo? Is that all right?
Well, you should know where the jail is.
All right.
I should?
Are we all going or just us three?
Oh, I don't know. You guys want to go to jail?
Well, Seneca and Graceful are having their moment right now. This is all happening concurrently.
Guess not.
So I'm going to pop back. So we know where he is. I'll be like, hold on one moment. I'm going to pop inside and catch up with Seneca and Graysoul and let them know that Lorenzo's outside and has intelligence that our missing Brick is currently in jail.
Why?
He was wanted. The captain was looking for him, I would have to assume, but hopefully he didn't get into anything when he leapt out of his window last night.
Has he been charged with anything?
I yell out to Lorenzo, has he been charged with anything?
He's wanted for questioning about the murders.
I relay that.
Then let him answer questions. Then let him be on his way. If he's charged with something, he can show up, defend himself.
Just to let you know, I will assassinate him before he implicates me in covering up a crime.
Maybe Lorenzo isn't the ideal choice to send.
I'm going to say I'm going to go and look into this. How are we here? Is there anything that needs immediate attention before we go to meet with the mayor?
How long? Destruction of Cauldron, maybe. I don't know.
That sounds terrible, and unfortunately, like a regular occurrence this past week. What is it this time?
Guys, we should totally go somewhere else. We could go to like a peaceful place.
Well, my billet is here at the Church of Helm, and there are many people here who need our assistance.
but this
I hope you will stay and help these people.
All right, I'm just messing with you. It's fine. Let's go.
I'll share my writings with Feld just to bring him up to speed on what I told Seneca.
Do you share it with Lorenzo and Birch?
Are they there?
I
think they're out front.
They're out front.
They're front. All right. I mean, yeah, no, I won't keep it from them, but if it's just Feld here, then he's currently getting informed.
We're discussing our plans to kill Brick if he implicates us in murder.
I mean, I think
not discussing.
I think basically what this is doing is this is saying we really need to go and find the high priest with the wands of water that may or may not be related to this, but that there's yet again another plot to destroy Cauldron or a warning of a massive event that is either an M, a W, or an E, depending on perspective in the dream.
It definitely looked like an M. He's pretty certain of that. The serif on the font was up at the top corners and at the feet, so it definitely balanced itself as an M.
It's a very fancy M.
Well, Brick will be safe in the cell.
Yeah.
So I'm protected.
All right.
The mayor's is right next to the barracks, right? Am I remembering?
Hold on.
No matter how many times you save Cauldron, it always manages to get back in jeopardy again.
Right?
Sometimes I just wanted to stay saved, like for a little bit. I
We
feel
have a
like
night
off
I'm
and
made. I just cleaned up this mess. We keep it clean for 10 minutes.
Well, this is what happens when there's larger plots afoot. I'm just, I don't know.
I'm surprised there's not more turnover in the city population with this crap going on. I'm just like, it's every week something's happening. I'd be like, why don't we move the family out to the countryside, outside of an active volcano, filled with multiple murder plot, death groups and stuff.
Yeah.
Gotham. It's the Gotham problem.
Because they say it's fake news, so they refuse to leave.
Fake news, guys.
Yeah, the town hall is actually very, very close to
roaming the streets at night. That's not real. There's
the
like
town hall is actually very close to the barracks. So, the town hall is like very next door to the barracks, basically. So, you guys head off, and are you going?
I suggest that we head on over there to get the assessment of it, and if we can hopefully work that out to get Brick out or figure out what's going on, then that's great. And if not, we're right by the mayor's to talk to the mayor and resolve Brick and everything else with the mayor.
Yeah.
Depending.
So, Brick, as you're sitting there in the waiting in the cell, the captain comes in. And he's clearly like just waking up. He's got 2 cups of coffee, but he's clearly just waking up, and is a little bleary eyed. He looks at his guys and he says, "Open it up." And dude kind of looks at him like, "Are you sure, sir?" And he's like, "I said, open it up." And God,
sorry to wake you so early, Captain, but apparently.
He puts, even though he's gesturing with a mug in hand, he kind of puts his hand up like, just hold on. And he comes inside the cell, closes the door behind him. You hear it ka-chang shut. And he looks at the guards and he says, "Go take a hike."
Really?
And he turns to you and says, "Coffee?"
I'm good, thank you.
No, that's good. It was a long night. I need 2 of them right now. He sits down on the the bunk across from you, with a cup. Sits, sips it, licks it out of his push broom mustache, and I'm glad we found you. The last laugh has a hit out on you.
Well, that's not surprising. I mean, there's lots of people out looking to kill us, so.
Yeah, well, most people didn't kill 2 of their jesters with their bare hands.
What's a jester? I've been here for like a week. If you're expecting me to know the local slang, I'm afraid you're out of luck. Important people, I assume.
We could say that. Let's call them important people.
All right.
Yeah. He sits and takes another cup of coffee or another sip of coffee. And so what happened?
I can only assume they tried to jump me and I defended myself.
Why can you only assume that?
It was late at night. I was drinking. It's a little blurry. I got bits and pieces, though, enough to build a rough sketch of what happened. And frankly, I mean, if they're part of the last laugh, I don't really understand the concern here. I mean, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I can take care of myself.
Well, I understand that, but that's what I'm trying to do is look out for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
And your friends.
Also appreciate it.
So help me help you.
All right. What are you looking for?
I want to know what happened. And look, you're right. They're criminals. They're common scumbags. So if you offed a few of them, all you're doing is making my job easier, which is why I had them take a hike. I don't want anybody hearing the fact that I condone the fact that you offed 2 giant pains in my ass. But I'd rather not have to clean up dragonborn guts from off of my streets, especially when they're a known hero about to be celebrated at the Flood Festival.
Oh, very nice.
You and your friends here become quite the VIPs, and the Lord Mayor wants me to look after all of you.
It's nice to know you're wanted. Unfortunately, I can't give you more than that. Like I said,
why would they want to? If they attack you, why did they want? Do you have any idea why they wanted to attack you in the first place?
I mean, we've had some run-in with them since we showed up. I mean, the very first experience meeting all of the people in my group was Feld getting jumped by a couple of their henchmen in an alleyway. You know, there's been a couple other.
Those were freelancers who happened to be members of the guard as well. Don't think your Sir Feldricken will ever let me forget that or live that down.
All right, well,
but they were not jesters, and they were not harlequins or any other ranking member of that organization.
All right, I'm just saying we've had interactions with them before. I believe Feld has I asked you this before, Greg. I believe Feld has. I wasn't there for it, but I believe Feld mentioned having a run-in with Jill at some point.
Yeah, he had an encounter with her.
Okay, yeah. So you know, we've had encounters with them. You know what we've been doing in the city. Undoubtedly, even if we haven't been hurting them directly, probably a lot of our efforts have been making life uncomfortable for them. And I don't know if they were specifically seeking me out or if they just happened to find me alone one night and figured, yeah, we can take a Dragonborn, and learned that wasn't the case. But I got no reason to lie to you. I don't know. I was drunk. It was late at night.
But you do recall the encounter with them.
Bits and pieces. I remember being attacked. Surprisingly large amounts of blood.
Well, you ripped them limb from limb, and I know that according to my research that we saw evidence of your acid breath, which is why I went looking for you immediately.
Ah.
Yeah, when you find partially melted corpses in town.
Well, yes, that's probably a good. Well, you know what? Yes, you're right. One of 2 Dragonborn. That said, I mean, I can't.
And Sir Feldricken is a of the fire elements. Yes.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, acid. Probably
so you're the acid breathing.
Super uncommon.
Yeah,
you know.
Super uncommon. Absolutely.
Well, for assassin guild,
you are really, really bad at murder, Mr. Brick. Or no, you're actually very good. You're very good at murder. You're very bad at covering up.
Your
or
supposition
defending
is
yourself.
I sought these people out?
No,
I'm not saying that. I don't even know what a jester was, and you're telling me that I saw.
Calm down, friend.
I'm sure.
Calm down.
I'm calm.
I'm just saying that only an idiot would dare implicate themselves, or someone who truly is innocent, or either that, or you're just a hell of a bluff, and I completely misread you. So, I will tell you this. I believe you.
I'm not denying it happened. I mean, clearly it happened, and clearly it was me. I was just making a side point that probably acid gets used as a weapon by other people. But yes, clearly this was me.
In quantities of small vials. This was gallons of it. It looked like you had been.
That's what I'm saying. Clearly this was me. and that's fine. But look, I was defending myself. It's unfortunate that these were high-ranking individuals. I will take care. Clearly they're out to get us anyways. We'll have another run-in. I'll take care of it.
He looks almost bemused, and he simply says to you, "I wish all of my interrogations were this easy." But you're.
What's the issue? I defended myself. I mean, is that a crime now? Like getting jumped late at night and defending myself? Yes, I got a little overzealous.
It is not. I am just very concerned about the fact that they sent 2 ranking members of the guild out to kill you. And on top of that, what little network I have within there won't give me a reason as to why.
Well, I'm sure that the Brute Squad will be able to get answers. Or answers will come finding us soon enough.
I'm much more concerned about the latter. And as I mentioned, the Lord Mayor is very interested in celebrating Cauldron's newest heroes as a part of this Blood Festival. So I need to keep you safe.
Fair enough. Since I have you here, have you heard of a Blue Duke? Is that a jester, another last laugh guy?
Not in my network.
All right.
But I'll put out a feeler in my intelligence network. I'll see who knows what.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
What do you know about them?
Apparently he has a private army. I guess plans to the next big issue this city is going to deal with, because inexplicably you guys get attacked like twice a week by some sort of monster or cult or group. So, but yeah, apparently a bad guy with a private army looking to cause trouble in town. I'm sure the Brute Squad will take care of it at some point.
How did you learn about this?
Fought some bad guys a while back. They mentioned it in passing. Well, mentioned as they were passing. That's funny because they're
dead.
It's a Dragonborn thing. Don't worry about it. It's fun. I assure you, Feld would find that hilarious.
I'm assuming it's a war college thing.
Oh, absolutely.
See, I never went to school like that. None of those fancy war colleges here. Just good old-fashioned police work.
You've done well for yourself. Not everybody has to go to college. People can find.
No, I just said I didn't go to war college. That's the difference. But what more about this army? Is the Blue Duke the head of it?
Sounds like it. It was a little sketchy in the details. I mean, he was dying at the time. But yeah, unclear of whether he's inside the city or outside the city, but definitely has a private army, definitely looking to cause trouble in the city at some point. So if you don't know who he is now, you probably will sometime in the near future, because I guess they're trying to smuggle their group in. I don't know.
Hey Feld, you guys are just arriving at the town guard barracks. The sun has been coming up for a little bit, so the streets are starting to get occupied again. You can see the sun glowing behind clouds that are getting progressively darker. A couple of guardsmen are standing out front.
Were there any bakeries along the way?
Are you bringing the cops donuts?
You know, everyone likes a good fresh hot donut.
You know what?
Amazing.
High or low?
Let's go low.
All right, pick a number between 1 and 10.
4.
All right, there's a bakery, and from it you smell lovely pastries wafting and fresh coffee.
Well, I get some to-go stuff. I ask them, since they're nearby on the way. I said, "What are the guards usually like?" If you
they love these croissants from the croissant region of Chult, you know. So it's if it's not from croissant, it's just a normal, like a curved pastry. a half moon pastry. Yeah, it's just a roll.
I will take enough for everyone to have 2, please.
Very good. Dunkin' Dragons. Okay, that has to be a fucking logo now. All right. Yes. Well done, Lorenzo. Well done. All right. So yes, you do take a bundle of pastries, and as the guard all kind of like eye you suspiciously as you come rolling up, but you offer the pastries forward, and can we help you, sir?
Yes, I understand my compatriot, Mr. Brick, is with him.
Yes, he's currently speaking with the captain, and the captain has asked to not be disturbed.
Would you please inform him that the Brute Squad is here, that we might speak to him as well?
They kind of share a look. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah.
Actually, do you offer the pastry?
I also brought you these pastries. It is early morning, and it has been some long weeks, and I imagine there are many long weeks ahead, unfortunately.
Very good. So make a perception or a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Yes. All right.
Who knew fantasy could be so much like reality?
They nat 20 or dirty 20, So you got a 14 plus 6. Okay. So they turn to each other, and they each take a pastry, and one looks at the other, and the lower ranking one goes in. Brick, you are sitting and chatting. Is there really a Donuts and Dragons? Holy shit! Really? Like, I have to go there. Where is this? Where is this? Donuts and Dragons. Okay, folks. Indiana. Okay, I wonder if that's going to happen for Gen Con or something. But y'all have to.
Northeast Indianapolis.
Okay, so I just shared that in the chat for everybody. So you're
like
welcome.
We talked about this a while ago. Yeah, I feel like this was like big news at one point.
I didn't talk about this. I didn't know anything about this. This is amazing, and I love it. So one of the guardsmen comes in, and the captain turns and said, "I said not to be disturbed," and he says, yes, sir. The Brute Squad's here for him. They brought pastries." And the captain looks at you, Brick, and looks at him, and looks at you, and he says, "Well, if they brought pastries,
there's room enough for. I mean, how big of a cell is this? Is there enough
pastries and coffee?
How about we
sit down? Come on in.
Let's relocate to my office."
All right.
Yeah. So he takes the key ring off his belt, lets himself out, and says, "After you, sir."
Thank you. Feld, I heard you brought donuts. Where are you?
You hear this from yelling from inside, and the guard comes out and opens the door and says, "You may enter."
Thank you, sir.
He'll see you in his office. So you see them as they are walking into the captain's office, and Captain Skellerang turns and says, "Good morning, Sir Feldricken."
Good morning, Captain Skellerang. I was told that these are your favorites. Hopefully I was not misled.
From the Dragonheart Bakery down the street. Lovely. Yes, indeed. It is. This is a favorite of mine and the morning shift. So you are very kind, friend.
Our pleasure.
Well, it seems we have much to talk about. Please step inside.
Yes.
Yes. He closes you guys all go in. He closes the door behind you. There are 2 seats in front of his desk, and he says, "I'm sorry. It appears that some of you may have to stand, but you could put the pastries on the desk there and help yourselves to the coffee as well."
And I grab a little of both as I lean on my halberd, or a glaive rather.
Yep.
Yes.
So the Blue Duke.
Yes.
How long have you folks known about this?
Literally like a day.
Last night.
Last night. Interesting.
Do we remember the name of the mercenary band offhand?
Oh shit! You're gonna make me. I don't have those notes handy right now. I'll have to go back.
Being vague, so
yeah. Hey Seneca, go back and go back and scour over the episode 2 episodes ago where I dropped the name.
We basically remember, like we said, these are known. This is a known group.
Yeah.
You know, I described that. You know, say, has this group done much business in the city before?
Not that I'm aware of, but you're telling me that they are being smuggled into the pass underneath this passageway. Not has been done.
We didn't say.
I did not mention any passageway. All I said was they're trying to smuggle people into the city and cause trouble. I mean, if you're assuming, Captain.
Where were you last night then when you found out this information?
I was outside the city somewhere, right?
Yes.
You were outside the city, but how did you get out there? The gate logs, I'm sure, will not reflect that you went out. Any of them. So you're telling me that there is a passageway into the city from that is not accounted for?
Yes. I guess so. Yeah.
Good
down where the vampire was. Yeah. Down there. I think that's where we were. Yeah.
Well,
you should probably seal that off or something. That seems like an egress that you wouldn't want open.
Sounds like it would. That sounds very correct.
Invading private armies. You're welcome.
Do you have any ideas who is hiring these mercenaries? The ones that are apparently getting ready to overthrow the Lord Mayor and take over Cauldron?
I'll turn and look at Feld. Brick was not big on the details.
The Blue Duke is the one who's hiring them all.
Well, no. It's the Blue Duke's army, right? That's what the guy said before he died, before we killed him.
There was a noble.
I rolled an 11. Is any of this a surprise to Captain Skellerang? I'm watching.
He seems like he knows. He seems to know some shit, but it seems like it's you don't see any like. Let's see. He's got a good poker face, is what I'll tell you.
Can you think of
with an 11? You can see that he's got a good poker face, and he's kind of tough to. He's a little inscrutable right now.
How about this?
I'm contemplating if we talk about the noblewoman, but we don't have much information on her.
We do.
All right.
We do have. I mean, a slight noblewoman that would have the money to do that, and if anyone has a problem with, the status quo.
Also,
if Captain, if you want to guess, I mean, you're familiar with the Tasker Hills, right?
Of course I am.
And you're familiar with their side business? I guess they're not really a side business, right? That's primarily
they're arms dealers, yes.
Yeah.
That's quite
if you're looking for a noble wanting to hire a private army, that certainly seems like the sort of people who would get in bed with something like that. I mean,
so you're telling me, so you're accusing the Tasker Hills of hiring a private army.
Just
what
saying
evidence do you have for this?
A family of arms dealers probably is more likely to be in bed with a private army trying to invade the city than. Do you have other noble families known for illicit activities?
Arms dealing is not illicit. It's just arguably immoral.
Immoral activities. I mean, Lorenzo, you're a noble in this town, right?
Yeah, don't bring me into this with the law.
No, I'm not. Lorenzo,
and the captain kind of turns to you and takes some interest and watches your reaction very carefully, Mr. Lorenzo.
Captain. I'm not saying that Lorenzo is hired. I'm just saying he's a local. He would know if there are other nobles involved in clearly public immoral activities. But I mean, if you're looking somewhere to look, it seems like the Tasker Hills would be the obvious, blatantly obvious choice to look.
Phil, give me a wisdom check.
Yeah, Feld.
Yeah.
Impart your wisdom on this
You
subject.
do it. You roll something.
11.
Doesn't know anything about the Tasker Hills. I mean, I don't know anything about Taskers. I just heard about them
Yeah.
on the street at a bar.
With. Oh, gotcha.
So, he, well, if you don't have any actual evidence, correspondence, I don't know, smoking gun, do you have a witness, smoking wand, any sort of hard evidence here of any sort of wrongdoing? I can't just go and accuse one of Cauldron's noble families of sedition. That being said,
I don't believe anyone is suggesting that.
You got your connections, right? You got your people looking into things.
That being said, I will say this, friend. You in particular, Mr. Brick, have pissed off quite a number of parties within the city already. I would be very cautious about where I tread. And let me tell you, just from personal observation, you don't want to get embroiled in anything with the nobles around here. Each family is vicious in its own way. And they all have skeletons in their closets and blood on their hands in one way or another.
Lorenzo, is that true?
No, I'm perfectly clean. I have no skeletons in my closet.
So
make a deception check, you motherfucker.
No follow-ups.
Yeah.
Total deadpan, totally flat.
Yeah.
Rick responds to the captain and says, "Yeah, they do." Just unbroken eye connection for about 10 seconds.
Yep.
Lorenzo
the cat.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to do that with advantage.
Yeah,
he's a local person.
Yep. So Brick, the captain holds your gaze and then looks over at Lorenzo and kind of smirks and nods, and he says, "Oh, I'm certain, Mr. Lidu, your family hasn't existed within this city for hundreds of years. You being the lost heir and all, I'm sure your hands are certainly clean," he says with no small amount of irony.
Lost heir. Fascinating. I learned so much from other people about you, Lorenzo. Captain, I want to point out that we're not detectives, and we're in no place to accuse anyone that we aren't directly told did something bad. So, like...
No, it's very clear that the Brute Squad is aptly named, and you are all blunt instruments of vengeance.
Speaking of, we destroyed their supplies of the armies that were going to infiltrate the city.
Yes, I was there during the second raid.
And we took out the person who was hired to transport the people to and forth. So we've done that much. As far as who's actually paying for it, we don't know.
Well, that is incredibly helpful to know, and I appreciate your forthrightness, friend Birch. Are
there any noble families or cults, etc., that venerate anything that starts with the letter M, or that royal families, or not noble families with the last letter of M to the beginning of their name?
Phil, what
Not off the top of my head. Of course, there are. I'm certain that there are a number of enterprises that operate within the city's seedier underbellies, but I'm not aware of any sort of cult activity. Do you have evidence to indicate such?
Just nothing concrete at the moment.
Well, if anything does appear, please let us know. Your friend Brick here is free to go. I simply was giving him some information regarding parties interested in him, or at least seeing him and split into multiple parts.
Yes.
Apparently, guys, I pissed off the last laugh.
What? Yes, we heard that report about the ranks a little bit. What are the ranks of this last laugh, and how many are there?
It's still unclear to me as to their numbers and as to their ranking system, but from what I understand, jesters are rather high-ranking individuals within the group. The deaths of these two apparently was like kicking a hornet's nest. So they are not happy.
Besides Jill, what is she listed?
Jill, I believe, is not as high as a jester.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I've killed guys. I've killed 2 high-ranking.
Friend Brick, I would not go casually around admitting to murder, especially one that I was investigating. Now,
again,
just
I was attacked.
Because allow me to tell you, were you?
We're just friends.
Were you?
I'm not walking down the street announcing this.
Friend, I would suggest you stop talking.
While we're confessing to murders in front of the captain,
it's not murder. It's not murder if you're defending him.
You're young, Birch. You're young. Just let it go. Let it go.
The captain just is like, I'm going to Sir Feldricken, or actually better yet, Lorenzo, as I'm sure that you have a much greater understanding of how these things work within the city. I would suggest that you tell your friends to just go and enjoy your audience with the Lord Mayor. He's eager to see you. I'm assuming you're going to go see him at some point soon. Yes.
He's nearby, right? Why don't we're all here. Let's go do
don't talk to the cops.
We've been talking about seeing this mayor for a long time. Right? It might not happen.
We're all here. Let's go right. Well, I mean, it's early in the morning. Let's sit down, have a nice breakfast, and then we can go see the mayor.
Let's go get our friends. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, we got more friends?
Yeah, back at the church.
Everyone's
here. Seneca.
They're
here.
No, they're all here.
They're all here.
Yeah.
I mean, like Tara? I don't know where Tara.
They're just taking this in. Yeah.
Tara is conspicuously not there, and her presence is elsewhere at the moment.
Special gig.
Yeah. She might, but Feld, you actually remember that she had scheduled breakfast with Katha this morning. So she is off carousing with old friends at the moment. So with that, the captain says, Sir Feldricken.
Yes.
As I told you, I'm a man of my word.
Yes.
I was interested in your friend's safety. I hope you just remember that. And even though he confessed to being the culpable for the deaths of 2 individuals within the city here, well, fuck them. They were bad guys.
Yes.
So we're not going to investigate this any further. I'm going to consider the matter closed. But my warning stands. As you're well aware, many around here do not play by the rules as they were, and I cannot control criminal enterprises as much as I strive to disable them. For every head you cut off, 2 more appear, whether they be attached to the same appendage, ultimately, or to the same body, or from another direction. First it was the alley bashers, and now it's the last laugh. Who knows who it'll be next month? But watch your friend here. Because clearly, if they attacked him, as he said, then I would watch all of your number very, very closely. Next time, your associates may not have the chance to react. So tread carefully.
And thank you.
All right. Well, with that, apparently now I must be putting guards outside of the bathhouse again, and we'll have to go down send crews down into the tunnels there to see if we can seal them off and eliminate another entrance into the city. But I appreciate you making us aware of this. Safe travels. And thank you.
Can you give the guards notice to let us through in case we need to go there in the future?
If it's still accessible.
Okay, thank you.
May I ask what business you would have down there?
Just to make, I don't know what's coming up in the future. Maybe we have to go fight something else, or there's access way down there.
Well, then we will coordinate those efforts with you. Trust me.
Yeah.
You all are becoming quite well known for your ability to handle the unusual situations that arise within here.
You could put us on staff as like consultant security or mercenaries or.
That's above my pay grade, but talk to the Lord Mayor. I'm certain that he has a proposal for you.
Captain?
Yes.
Wasn't there?
One final question before we get out of your hair.
Just one more question, sir.
We've got
one.
somebody.
Just one.
And another thing.
Just curious, what is exactly the price on my head? You had mentioned the last laugh had put out a hit. I assume there's a number associated with it.
Yes, what is that price?
How
I turned to Lorenzo and I was like, "Go ahead and try it."
Okay.
Oh, don't. Ooh.
he
I don't like it.
he turns to you and asks, "How much do you trust your compatriots?"
Well, a lot less after that response. My goodness, I was just making a joke, Lorenzo. You got to get all serious. We were having a nice moment.
I will say that it's enough to make your friends question their loyalties.
Nice. All right. Feeling pretty good. All right, let's go see that mayor, everybody.
Wasn't there weren't we supposed to get wasn't there a reward for clearing Drakthar's cave?
Oh yeah. By the way, pull out bag of ears of goblins.
How many goblin ears do you have?
Oh, there's a lot.
I mean, I killed like 30. I mean,
Count them up. Count them up. He simply says, "Count." He says, yes, that business. Count them up, and see the sergeant at arms at the desk for your reward. So just message me out a game with how many you got, and we'll take it from there. By the way, do you guys know anything about this hashtag Justice for Murd? We're seeing graffiti up around the city about that now all of a sudden, and I'm going to need that investigated and cleaned up.
He was one of the goblins that got killed off.
He's getting quite the following.
Seemed like as goblins go, seemed like an okay guy, but he's dead now.
Interesting. Okay. I will never understand you folks, but I appreciate your effectiveness.
Brick just points at Seneca.
Yes.
Oh,
I was about to confess to like 3 other things, but I exit instead.
I pushed you out there before you could do that.
All right.
At a young age.
So you exit the guard barracks and exit the jail. You're out in the street. The sun is up at this point. Things are bustling, and you know that the sun again is high, but through clouds that are ever darkening, and you can see that people are out looking up at the sky with eager anticipation.
Find the mayor.
Yeah. So you turn the corner, and the town hall is only 2-3 doors down, like a mere 50 yards from where you're at, very close by. Not even 50 yards, like 100 feet. Is there anything you all wish to speak about before you enter the town hall?
Birch, may I have a word?
Sure.
I find myself vexed. You see, we, by choice, by coincidence, by dumb luck, we have found ourselves to be something of protectors of this city. From what Captain Skellerang has said, we shall soon be celebrated. And it concerns me that we are now putting ourselves into a position to extract revenge in place of justice. Surely, if we truly needed to, we could trust our own justice system. Now, we have, as you can see, benefited from the corruption of this system. Today, the release of Brick, after ostensibly confessing to the cold-blooded murder of these two people has benefited from the corruption of the justice system. They've chosen to simply look the other way. And while this is convenient to us, we must wonder that if justice can be dispensed only upon the whims of the captain, when do those whims turn against us?
Yeah. Well, what do you suggest? We just watch our back, or what?
I think it behooves us to consider why it is we're doing what it is we're doing, and whether or not it makes sense to take that justice into our own hands.
Is this because I killed a guy?
Yes.
I see. This is a me thing. I didn't like that guy in particular.
Nor I.
But if you would prefer I discuss matters of morality with you before carrying out acts of justice, I'm willing to do that.
Not just me. I think any one of us, our whims could get the better of us.
That Lorenzo guy scares the hell out of me.
But even one so extreme as he, considering all of our perspectives on it, it would be better if we must take justice into our own hands, that we share the responsibility rather than acting alone.
Fair. Thank you.
And thank you, Templar, for backing me up.
Certainly, I cannot claim authority here either. I'm simply asking that perhaps we can delegate to all of us rather than anyone.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know what got into me. I'll keep in check.
Thank you. Excuse me a moment. Brick!
Yeah?
Are you familiar with the term silver tongue?
Yeah.
I have become thoroughly convinced you might be leadened in tongue. Sweet, cumbersome, and perhaps a little poisonous. Perhaps check your tongue.
I clearly do not have the gift that my dragonkin brethren Feld has, nor you. You're very eloquent and long-winded, but eloquent. But look, that is not my specialty. I'm not here because I make compelling arguments. I'm here because I get things done. I will leave the compelling arguments to you and Feld.
In the future, if someone wishes to question you, perhaps you could request Sir Feld to join you, to assist you in answering questions.
No, absolutely. But, I trust the captain. He seems like a good person as people go. He's human, right, Greg?
Yes.
He seems like a good human as humans go.
I'm not
and it's not like I had Feld available. They sort of picked me up all of a sudden. But yet, point taken. Point taken. If the opportunity arises, I will, to a point, let Feld go on in one of his flowery speeches about justice and righteousness and sunshine and puppies. But
I'm not so sure I trust the captain. He seems to make determinations based off of whims and convenience.
See, now, that's one of the first things that you said that I'm actually like. You're right.
All right.
You should not trust anybody that far. Maybe
On this
after
we can agree.
Well, with that, I think we're going to take our 10-minute break here real quick. But we'll be back very shortly.
Excitement.
Yes!
Abounds.
I'm getting water, and then I'll come back.
Only 3 more weeks, guys, and we'll actually get to the mayor's office. The build-up is gonna be intense. It's gonna be like Avengers Endgame.
I feel like you need a slightly more Stan Lee. If you could just say that exact same thing again, but as Stan Lee, it's
Still
the perfect. All right, be right back. Gotta get some water.
Oh my lord! Honk honk. Oh. I know I should get laundry. That's what I should do.
Nom 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 nom.
No.
Oh man, I am so like nervous about what I just did, which is lecture two characters in character. Because like as a player, I'm like, do whatever you want, man. If you want to murder indiscriminately, you go for it.
Well, I mean, it's in character for your guy. That's fine. Like he doesn't. We're part of a hero group, and I mean, especially with Birch, right? That's disturbing that the kid is now straight up murdering people. It's probably less surprising that a military mercenary warrior is killing people with not much ado. But yeah. I mean, you got this kid druid who up to very recently was a kid druid is now just fucking killing dudes.
All peace, love, and happiness, and now he's turned into a snake and crushing them to death. Wrapping his body around them and murdering them.
I am curious as to whether or not that's I can't tell if Adam's back yet, but if that's like an in-game change or if it's just Adam's like, yeah, I'm gonna just murder some dudes.
I mean, to be fair, to his point, I mean, like in nature, if something attacks you and you have the opportunity to end it, it's
right.
It's pretty course of nature.
And he's growing. He's learning about the world. Maybe up to this point, he never saw bad things, and he's just growing.
But I mean, the real question is whether or not he's gotten to the point where he's like, and then I wrapped my body around him, and I put my head right in front of him, and I watched the light go out of his eyes,
and then I ate his eyeballs one by one. They're delicious and squishy. I mean, and again, like obviously, right? Like specifically, someone attacked Adam, whereas
we still have time.
Given the opportunity, Brick.
He's a caster. He moved into an area. He moved close to the captain. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
it wasn't like he fought his way through.
I'm just saying I don't think and Adam can certainly answer this when he gets back, but I don't think Birch is in a situation where like if he runs into a couple high-level ranking, last laugh people, he's going to be like, oh, these guys are bad guys. I should just murder them straight up. Where Brick is going to be like, yeah, why would I not murder them? I think if he were attacked, he would, but otherwise, Birch would probably not go straight to let's murder these dudes. But Brick would be very happy. Brick clearly is no joke. Is very proud of Birch. Like it was some like scrawny human druid, and now this kid is like just kicking ass and taking names. Like Brick is totally going to like in character like. This is his new adopted son. Like, he's gonna support Birch in all his murder decisions. Here's the shit if somebody goes after him.
Just don't want them to murder my contracts. My contacts.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for you to have contacts, Nate, if they keep murdering them all.
I know. By the way, when I'm not here next week, I'm going to be going to every CD bar to find out exactly how much that bounty is.
Noted. All right. Well, real quick, while we are chatting or just hanging out, I think for the benefit of those watching at home live right now, we should give a good shout out to the fact that if you're enjoying this kind of Brutes Mayhem online, join us live this August at the Hollywood Fringe Festival for Brutes Live. From Studio Stage.
Now, will those episodes of the Brute Squad also still be streaming online, or are these going to be specifically just live?
Okay. The funny thing is that we will be doing a suggested donation to get access to this stream for the folks who are streaming, and people can also make a suggested donation at the door or pay a suggested donation at the door to watch us live. And this will be interactive. So there is a chance that if you are here live watching us, I'm going to turn this off right now. If you are here watching us in person, there's a chance you might wind up on stage with the Brutes.
Hot diggity damn.
I'm coming up with some fun stuff here. So I'm very excited about this. Also, we're going to have some special guests. And these are going to be little one-offs, little one-off side episodes that happen during the Flood Festival. So, you know, we'll see how it all goes and plays out. I'm very, very excited to see what happens here. But I'm already planning it out, and we've got at least one guest that we're in the middle of lining up, working on a couple more. And yeah, I think we're going to get to see some very character-specific episodes. So if you want to know more about the background of your favorite Brutes, there's going to be 3 of them who have a lot of stuff happening. We call that character development.
A lot of splaining to do, you mean?
Maybe. I don't know nothing about nothing. So, yeah. What WTF? What, Matt? Matt, you got no audio?
It was audio unless I am rapidly clicking my mouse. Oh, you were the rapid mouse clicker. Jacques! Jacques!
Do you want to disconnect and reconnect?
Have you tried?
Yeah, why am I talking to him? He can't hear me.
Right.
By rebooting? But anyhow, join us live at the Fringe Festival this year. This is a brand new experimentation, but we'll be live at Studio Stage. All the details are in the link that I just shared, but I'm putting it up here for y'all. Yep, you go to hollywoodfringe.org, and if you search Brutes at hollywoodfringe.org, the project page will come right up. Tickets go on sale this Friday. And yeah, we will have all the information about how to watch the Brutes live and even get in on the show happening real soon. I'm very, very excited about all this. So, I'm hoping Matt will be able to rejoin us with audio very soon.
I can hear you currently. I'm gonna try to jump out and jump back in.
We now can hear you as well.
Yeah, we can hear you now too.
It is
okay.
Really weird. Right.
All right. Well, go on ahead and try. Yeah, he'll be back. So as soon as Matt gets that all fixed up, we'll get him back in here. But let's go on ahead and resume where we were.
So sorry, go on.
As you are approaching the town hall, you see your friends from the tax bureau coming out with a bucket and a brush and paste and what looks to be a new notice that they are unfurling on the doors. And they have there are others coming out with flyers coming out, and you can see that they have a squad of people going out with stacks of notices. Apparently, there is a new tax being levied. As a matter of fact, where did that window go? That's the wrong one. It is this window. I shall show to players. And I'm going to open this up big and add the window in. But you do see one of the folks from the tax office going, "Oh, the Heroes of Cauldron." Well, folks, I think you'll be able to get some of this waived with everything that you've done for the city. But here's a notice for you, just to keep you aware of what's going on in here in the city. And allow me to share the screen. And for those of you watching at home who don't have the benefit of being able to zoom in here, here's Matt. It says, "Tax notice. Nothing exists that is sure but the Dark Angel and the Revenue Collector. Truly, we who care for the weighty concerns of royal finance appreciate the opportunity to convey to the world at large somewhat of our views of the things. Alas, it falls upon me and my very inadequate staff to garner the treasure that all the Lord Mayor's other men compete to spend. Since we are vastly outnumbered by the scatterers of His Majesty's store, we must compensate by being vastly more inventive than they, finding novel ways to gather it in. What are the new taxes for this moon? Primarily, there are two. A market tax that is assessed on every adult and every beast to enter a walled town on the monthly market day of a copper each. And then there is the alien tax. Resident aliens are required to pay 1 silver for each adult each month, and non-resident aliens pay twice that. Diplomatic personnel are exempt from such taxation, of course, in order to maintain good relations with our neighbors. A strong sword and a full money bag, these maketh the kingdom to prosper. Her Excellency Terry Stanhort, Chancellor of the Exchequer, serving Lord Mayor Severin Navalent of Cauldron."
Does the tax person look like that picture, Greg?
Yes. Sort of.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
An elf and a
Are
human.
you- Well, she has a long memory for tax codes, let me tell you.
So
So-
a silver
These
for non-resident aliens and 2. That's not bad compared to.
No, 2. Yeah, 2 for non-resident, 1 for resident aliens. So actually, most of you do fall under that, except for Lorenzo. But Lorenzo is going to find himself garnished in other ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
launder this money.
Yes.
But before we go in, since we have the group there out of earshot, I'm going to turn to Brick and be like, what is going on with you? You're disappearing. You're showing up with blood all over you. You're not acting yourself. What is going on, my brother?
That happened once.
You
After I
disappeared-
got jumped by a couple of assassins. No.
You've disappeared now. You've disappeared now 3 times. Once with the blood, another when you said you were just going to the restroom and you ran off for a long period of time, which led up to our battle with those mercenaries, and then last night.
When I wasn't here for, okay.
And
But
then
I didn't show up with blood there either.
and then last night when you jumped out the window.
I didn't have blood on me.
Paulie, check your DMs.
I felt I appreciate your concern. Look, I don't sleep well. I've never slept well. I find walking at night keeps me active. I didn't want to, wake anybody up thumping around the church. So I, just scaled down the wall, got some exercise, went out the window.
You just
Make a persuasion check, Brick. And Feld, give me an insight.
Yeah, man. Dragonborns don't jump out windows. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, Jesus. He rolled a nat 20.
All right. So he seems very
Yes, we
earnest in
believe
everything he's. No. Here's the thing about the social stuff. He says it really, really, really well. It's up to you to decide whether you believe him or not. But he seems incredibly sincere.
and what is it about you seem to be fascinated with these Tasker Hills? It
That's
keeps
Can I, Paul? Are you bringing that up with everybody else around, or are you pulling him aside in private?
no, I'm saying it because everyone's there. But
Okay, copy that.
it's nothing that concerns the group and will hopefully not concern the group. If something happens, I will let you know. I have no interest in putting anybody in harm's way.
well, that sounds like it's going to come to our door. Maybe we'll talk about it some more another time. But all right.
Maybe we will, but yes, for now it's a private matter and I'm attempting to deal with it privately. If it becomes an issue, Feld, I will let you know. Again, I have no intention of letting any of you be caught unawares. But as of now, it is still a private matter.
Shall we go and see the Lord Mayor? I say to the group.
Yes, let's go see that mayor.
As you enter the town hall, you can hear people muttering and looking around, and they look at you, look at each other, and just kind of like, point at you and whisper amongst themselves. A gentleman who looks to be one of the folks in charge of security here approaches you and says, "Ah, yes. Good morning. Do you have an appointment?"
I believe there was some miscommunication. Not sure whether we were supposed to wait for an appointment or whether we had an open invitation to speak with the mayor. That was after we saved all the children and the residents and before we killed the vampire that attacked the city. But
you're Sir Feldricken. Yes.
yes,
Sir Feldricken of the Flex. Yes, we've heard of you.
Ah.
Yes. Very good. Yes, from what I understand, I shall notify the Lord Mayor that you, and I believe this is the rest of the Brute Squad. I thought there were more of you. Don't you have some women among your ranks?
The Church of Helm is that way.
Yes, some of our associates are handling some business at the moment.
Very good. Well, I shall inform the Lord Mayor and his assistant that you are here, and just wait one moment. He goes off. And you could see that folks are, again, like taking note of you and whispering amongst themselves, and it's very clear that your reputation precedes you.
I will do a little glad handing and ask if there is anyone who has any particular concerns, and if they do and they want to be more discreet, they can always send messages to the Church of Helm.
They're all very like, very like, and you do get one person who seems to be like, with the response to that. So it's like interesting, and a more middle-aged gentleman who looks like he's been there for quite a while, very ensconced within the structure of the local government. After a few moments, a young woman comes in rather formal attire, and she says, yes, the Brute Squad, yes, forgive me, I'm the Lord Mayor's assistant, my name is Melissa, and I shall escort you in to see him. He's very eager to meet with you, and so excited to find out that you are finally taking his invitation. Please, come in. And she ushers you forward and opens the double doors into his well-appointed office, and behind this desk is a rather, he's not quite corpulent, but he's a rather full-figured gentleman with a full head of curly red hair and a stylishly appointed mustache and goatee. And he stands and says, the Brutes. Wonderful. Thank you. So glad to have you here this evening. Or this morning. It really is morning, isn't it? Melissa, what time is it? It's 8 bells after midnight, sir. So it is. Yes, it is the morning. The sun is up outside. Work through the night again. Administrator's work is never done. See, I envy your lifestyle, friends. I envy your lifestyle. You are all men of action. I understood there were some women in your ranks. Are they not here? Did I say something or do something to offend them, perhaps? I hope that there's not any sort of hashtag trending to get rid of me or something else. You never know these days who you might upset with a stray word. Know what I mean?
Our valued companions are taking care of some business that they needed to see to.
Well, I am so glad to have you take up my invitation for an audience. So please sit. Melissa, please make sure there are seats enough for all the gentlemen here, and fetch us a carafe of wine. And isn't it a little early in the day? It's late for yesterday. And if I've been here all night working, I'm going to have a fucking drink, pardon me.
Not at all. I must say, I believe there was a little bit of a miscommunication. I hope you take no disrespect in the amount of time it came for us to visit you.
You are busy fellows.
We thought that we were to wait for your invitation. Therefore, we got pulled into some other business, at which point it was clarified for us that we had a standing invitation, so we came to see you.
Well, it is wonderful to have you here. So sit, and as more a team of assistants come in and bring in enough chairs for everyone, and a carafe of wine, very nice red, is served. And I realize that it is early in the day, but I would be honored if you would have a drink with me this morning.
As the saying goes, it is always 5 o'clock somewhere. Am I right?
Yes, I like you. And friends. I understand you are Rock. Of course, I know you, Mr. Lidu, and your noble family. It is wonderful to have you here. The gray soul of the you have the visions. Yes, that's what I understand they are.
Yeah, visions, absolutely.
Yes,
not weird voices. Visions, exactly what happens. Yes.
You are a seer. Wonderful. We may be needing your assistance in the future when it is time for me to determine how what I must do to be reappointed. The nobility here is always so cutthroat. You know what I mean?
Of course. Of course.
And you, sir, Mr. Birch, I understand that you were looking into some property recently. Are you the one to credit for the recent lusciousness of our public gardens?
Yeah, is that okay?
Oh, that is wonderful, sir. We as you are well aware, I'm certain, we do not have any farmland here within a volcanic caldera, and it's difficult to get anything to grow, but you have bestowed a wonderful, wondrous gift upon the city, and we thank you for it. We are incredibly grateful. As a matter of fact, we would like to have the main park named in your honor.
Really?
Yes, indeed. Birch's Wood.
I kind of love it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, then we'll have a dedication ceremony. Speaking of, there's got to be more to it than just Ash, though. That's the thing. Yeah, don't ruin this park for him. Yes. Speaking of, we wish to honor you in a ceremony special ceremony with the upcoming Flood Festival, which we believe, if all is to be believed, we've been preparing throughout the night for many nights now, that it should start at any moment, really. Melissa, has it started to rain yet? No, sir. Have you heard about it? Have you been in Cauldron for the Flood Festival before? Will this be your first?
I believe this is the first for all of us except for Mr. Lidu.
Oh, so Mr. Lidu, you have attended one before then, yes?
I remember it rained a lot.
I
like to stay inside, not get wet.
Well, hopefully we can coax you out for some fun this time. After all, we wish to have a ceremony to honor you for your wondrous work in liberating and rediscovering Sasserine and saving our citizenry. We are incredibly grateful for all that you have done. And now, with news of your disposal of this vampire, you will be legends, simply legendary. We wish to acknowledge you publicly as heroes of our land.
Yes. There are a couple of different topics that we would love to speak to, some that touch to you personally and your safety, and some that deal with these areas that we have liberated, one might say, through conquest from some very nefarious peoples.
Naturally, if you don't mind my own blatant self-interest, I'm curious to know about what it is that you have pertaining to my personal safety. What is it that you know that you feel I should know?
Well, as I'm sure as we just spoke with the captain, I'm sure you'll be getting a report about that in the very short term. There is a plot to bring in a force to bolster another force within the city with the intent of overthrowing the leadership of Cauldron.
Okay, give me an insight check. Anybody watching him is more than welcome to give me an insight check.
Okay.
Yep. Brick's a brick. Feld is feld. Y'all suck. Oh.
Birch is paying attention.
Wow, Graysoul, even worse than Brick.
Yikes.
Is that embarrassing, being worse than Brick on an insight check? I mean, that's... Whew.
I had something else on my mind at the time, Brick. What's your excuse?
I'm just dumb.
Well, I certainly appreciate this, but as you can do you understand who do you know who might be behind this, or is it just the nobility or someone within the nobility?
Well, I don't know how many would fit into the description of a slender-figured female, which of course could be either a slight female of the human varietal or someone of elven or half-elven descent, and one that has enough money to fund such a benefit. But apparently there's also They're contracting with a gentleman that you might be able to shed some light on, one known as the Blue Duke.
I have not heard of this individual.
There is...
I will tell you, Sir Feldricken, I certainly appreciate the concern and you making me aware of this. This is absolutely something to be watching for. How did you come upon this information?
Well, in our full-scale cleanup of the forces of Drakthar, we were tracking some footsteps, and there was a half-dwarf individual who was funneling 6 half-orcs from a rather unscrupulous mercenary band into the underpassages of Cauldron. And as you may or may not be aware, when we first ventured down into those areas, we destroyed a number of stores of oil and explosives and...
Oh yes, we are all well of your handiwork. You shook the earth with that, and then tore up one of the city streets to gain further access. So yes, well done, sir. Well done. And
those stores, Lord Mayor, were to provision the military force that was to be poised to strike below the very streets of Cauldron.
The league with the goblins as well as the vampire.
Interesting. Well, as you have clearly set back the operations, I'm confident in your abilities and what you have done. Clearly, you must have dealt a decisive blow against them, and for which I'm again triply grateful for your services. I will tell you that there are many noble families within the city of Cauldron, as I'm sure, Sir Lorenzo, you are aware. And there is always some sort of intrigue, and as you know, I serve at the mercy of the small council, and there is all kinds of machinations amongst the nobility that sit upon the small council, and they play. What do they like to call it? It is like a variation of fourth-dimensional chess. It always seems like that someone and something is going on. There's all sorts of plots and intrigues, and we are all but merely players within it. So, thank you for this warning. I think that we will certainly be on the lookout for signs of further trouble. And in the meantime, has that passage into the city been secured? I'm assuming that you have. You've spoken with Captain Skellerang?
Yes, we've spoken with him. I believe it would take quite a bit of doing to seal that opening. I'm sure there may be others. But
then at the very least, I'm sure he'll have a watch posted.
Yes. But this goes on to the areas that we have cleared. I would like to, as you're familiar, I'm sure, and I don't know whether you fully recognize right of conquest in this area or repatriation of ancient homelands to that area of the Malachite Hold, to the dwarves who ancestrally held that area, and to Zatterund, to the gnomes.
As a matter of fact, we had an envoy from Sasserine here yesterday representing the gnomish peoples there, filing a petition to come and repatriate their ancestral home.
Yes, I would like to, if it is, I don't know what your legal system is here, I would like to assist my, in other areas, the right of conquest of abandoned lands or occupied lands is common. I was wishing to that area for the gnomes of Sasserine who were planning on returning, and for the Malachite Hold to the rightful dwarven enclave that once called it home before being expelled by nefarious forces.
Well, they were not expelled by nefarious forces. Zenith Splintershield launched a crusade into the Underdark to rid the lands of evil within, and was never to be seen again. They largely abandoned the Malachite Hold when they went off on this crusade. As a matter of fact, I believe the parents of one of your members, Ms. Glenannon, her parents were amongst the Crusaders who went off into the Underdark with Zenith.
Yes, I believe that is accurate. Part of, I guess, what I am saying is being expelled by nefarious forces is a different way of looking at being eliminated by doing the work of the light and being extinguished.
Certainly. Well, we do not know if Sir Zenith was extinguished or not, but it has been a very long time since anyone has heard from them. Yes,
what was the name of the gnome who just came from Sasserine?
Oh, for the envoy?
Yeah.
The envoy is is an NPC that you are not familiar with. Don't make me make up a name right now, you piece of shit.
I was just wondering. It's like I know the guy with the wands went apparently to that city and went disappeared.
That is the thing, is that most of the gnomes who left Zadarune went to Sasserine up on the coast. That was where many of them went, and gnomes have slowly been coming back to Cauldron since, but by and large, their people evacuated as a whole.
Well, Mr. Mayor, Feld, I'm not sure the gnomish city is actually safe yet for occupation again.
Funny you should mention that. Yes, we have contracted with another group, as you were clearly entangled with issues regarding the vampire. There's another group of adventurers, a little bit more inexperienced, but they did some wonderful work for us recently, cleaning out some tunnels full of kobolds that had been plaguing the city. The Stormblades. We have actually asked the Stormblades to go down there and do a bit of mop up.
Well, it's not Mr. Mayor. I'm not sure what your official title is. It's not
Lord Mayor. Lord Mayor.
Lord Mayor. It's not creatures. That's my concern. I believe there's still an ongoing issue of the vanishing that needs to be resolved before. As you can see, our compatriot Lorenzo is kind of.
Yes, I was trying not to comment upon that.
Yeah, feel free to stare. We all do. But yeah, I don't think anyone should be going back in there right now until we resolve that magical.
No, we should go down there. So I might have a.
Well, we should. I mean, we're already familiar, and we've got a party member already.
To ease your minds, friends, there is an edict in place right now where no magical items to be used. From originating from there or elsewhere within the presence of there. Also, no magic is to be cast down there at the moment, in order to prevent any transmission of this deadly disease. From what I understand, the mortality rate is 100%. So for you, Mr. Lidu, to survive as long as you have, you are a walking miracle.
Well, I think the cure for my disease could be the key to, curing this.
A key to curing. Well, I'm sorry. I think you just repeated yourself unintentionally. You said the key to curing yourself is the key to curing yourself. Yes, I imagine that would be the case.
So you should let me down there. I obviously can't cast magic, so you don't have to worry about that.
Well, I think we can certainly arrange for you to have access if you feel that you truly believe that the secret to your cure, your healing is down there.
Well, I mean, he's already been infected, right? And so he can't get infected again. He's sort of been vaccinated against this terrible disease.
Well, we'll need him to wear a mask.
It's probably the safest to go do that. But frankly, I mean, look at him. He's young. He's healthy. He's probably fine regardless. Social commentary, everybody. Social commentary. Yeah. And now back to D&D.
Yeah, and now back to D&D. Well, yes, if you believe that the key that you seek is down there, I will tell you that there are others who have been seeking said key, and they have it on good authority that key may not exist there any longer. Make an insight check, Nate.
Well, I got that insight right there.
Yeah, just checking. Anybody else who wants to make an insight check?
I know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I think we're
Do they
clear
have
on
any idea where this key could be then? To killing this woman?
Consistent, if nothing
Well,
else.
I would say that those who have been down there to seek it out, the Stormblades, they told me that they actually had an encounter with you all recently. They are a fascinating group. You know, each one of them is a child of one of Cauldron's noble families. It's a rare occurrence where a group of nobles have come together to work in any sort of common cause. So, I would tread carefully with them if I were you. They each come from very, very powerful and well-resourced families. Even if Anna Tasker Hill is estranged from her father, just scuttlebutt. Even if she is estranged from them, I know that that the Tasker Hills are a family not to be trifled with, and they do. Most of the families represented in their party do sit upon the small council. There could be ramifications if you have a rough encounter with them. Just a heads up.
What
Friendly.
are the other families besides Anna's?
Hold on one moment. I have to think about this. There are 4 of them. Oh, there's the Lathenmeyers. The Lathenmeyers, their daughter Cora. You may have seen her about. She's got the scar on her face from a duel. Nasty business. The Vanderborns, their son Todd. He
Dutch.
Well, between you and me, he does not seem quite right in the head. He seems to be has the demeanor of a serial killer. And the Aslans or the Deslaxons. Their son Zachary is a ranger and cleric, from what I understand.
Is it Aslaxon or Oslaxon or
Aslaxon? Aslaxin.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Zachary. Their son is Zachary the Second, by the way. They are all very well connected with the they're all the scions and heirs of their respective families. So it would be smart to be on their good side. If you have
Are there any noble families on the small council or here in Cauldron that their surname starts with M or the current leader starts with M?
Out of game, I'm going to have to look that up because I don't have the structure chart. But he gives you an answer, and I will answer that in the Facebook group.
I have a.
I'm not. If I recall correctly, I'm 99% certain that's no.
I have a question for you that's super bold and really inappropriate, but if you don't mind, things be going well.
Of course.
One of our reasons why we were inquiring about the first place we cleared out to save the city, and then the second place we cleared out to save the city, was that most of us are not from here. So we don't really have a place to stay while we're being honored as heroes of the city. We've been using the Church of Helm, and they've been great, but only one of us is really a member. So it kind of feels like I don't know, I feel like maybe our welcome will be worn out eventually. Is there a place that heroes of the city could set up shop?
We can certainly set you up with a lovely manor. We do have a guest manor for ambassadors and others that we can easily set up. Or you could speak with your friend, Mr. Lorenzo. He is a nobleman about town. I'm certain that his mansion is quite extensive.
Ambassador status would be nice, just so we can avoid a lot of the bureaucratic red tape that seems to be trying to snare people left and right.
I wouldn't say that is bureaucratic red tape. I would say that it is funding the necessities of this city. It is, especially as flood season comes, it is quite expensive to run a town, and that is the burden that keeps me awake at night, is ensuring that that the money is spent fairly and wisely, and that all feel like they are being taken care of.
Well,
I'm just saying you don't want us to be prevented from taking care of anything because we're filling out stacks of paper.
Civilians.
I went in there once with Birch earlier, and
they keep
I
trying
almost
to tax
gave up
us.
on religion, if I'm being honest.
They keep trying to tax us. But this manor sounds nice. I would like to take a look at said manor.
I think that can certainly be arranged. Yes, we will put you. We shall station you in one of the ambassadorial. I have been awake far too long. One of the ambassadorial Embassy. No, one of the mansions that we normally put in a foreign dignitary. Yes. We'll be happy to do that.
Wow.
Yes. After all, you are heroes of the city, and I'm assuming that on the first day well, you will all be. We would like to award you hero of the city status. It comes with a medal, a key to the city, many wonderful perks. We would like to honor you during the Flood Festival. Once it starts to rain, it's a week-long festival, and culminating in a number of championships. There's competitions that go across the entire week of the festival, drinking competitions and archery and all kinds of other wonderful games. And then when we honor the champions, we would also like to honor you as champions of the city. Would you be agreeable to attending a ceremony as such?
Yes.
Definitely.
Wonderful. This is wonderful. This is remarkable and wonderful, and I would love to have you attend or to honor you in this way. And certainly everyone in this town shall know your names when this is all said and done. Yes. Was there anything else?
Yes. Forgive me for being bold in this regard, but we seem to keep facing things that are more and more dangerous against the city. And I wondered whether there is any sort of old armory or anything of the sort for which you have the city has in the past equipped heroes when there have been grave threats to the city. It seems like there are many concerns that are on the horizon, and any weapons, armor, scrolls, etc., that will assist us in defending the city.
All of this costs a great deal of money. I hear you. I understand that all this costs a great deal of money. You might be better suited to speak with the churches, because the churches typically are the ones who manage the more heroic types within, that might have more what you're looking for. Or perhaps I can work some influence with Sky's treasury. After all, Lady Sky does have a number of resources at her disposal that might be more suited to your needs. I am just a humble Lord Mayor who has who is responsible for the guard, and we handle more traditional issues. You are heroes. You are heroes who go forth and protect everyone, and I'm afraid that we might not have enough to handle what it is that you require. That being said, and you hear, sir, yes, I wish not to be interrupted right now. Yes, sir, but there's a gentleman. It's his assistant, Melissa. There's a gentleman out front from the church. He's here for the brutes. Well then, you may we. No fucking lightsabers in this campaign, okay? I'm just saying. But
no swords of light.
Yeah, no swords of light. But you guys, Brother Rufus comes blowing his way in. Friends, forgive me, your Lord Mayor. She's found him, and he needs your help now.
Companions, Lord Mayor, and if you have any intelligence of any threats to the city, if you wouldn't mind having them forwarded to us. We are endeavoring to keep the people, and especially the children of the city, safe. And the more that we know, it oftentimes makes all the difference.
Well, Brother Rufus says, Sir Feldrican, we must go now. It is dire. And with that,
sweep on out.
We'll be back next week.
Fade to black.
Alrighty, folks. Well, I hate to cut and run, but I actually have to run out and let this rehearsal out that's happening in the next room. But we will be back next Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific with episode 39 of Brutes in the Shackled City. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Once again, I have been DM Greg. This has been the Brute Squad all around us. And we'll be back next week. Until then, roll them 20s.